And what's good, you party people? Hope you guys are all having a fantastic afternoon. Thank you so much for joining into the semi-finals two of the Punishers Aoc EzDuo Cup. A huge thank you to Punishers and Aoc for coming together to bring this massive 25,000 Rand total prize pool. It's going to be taken in the form of duos. And today, guys, it is going to be the semi-finals two, where we have the likes of Neymar, Rejects, Psycho. I mean, who else, Ruan? And welcome, Ruan. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited for today. Semi two, semi one was incredibly good yesterday. Last night we saw uh, a Punishers team taking the win. So it was. I was very excited last night. I was happy. I think I took it as a win last night. So yeah, we'll see what happens today. There's more trios or duos. Why am I saying trios? So used to trios. We have Swish and Stale.
Yeah.
We have Tim playing today. We have Perv. We have Cobra Restricted. There's so many names to go on. We can go on for days, but we'll see them all in action today.
I mean, guys, not only do we have these duos taking part, but we also will be having their POV. So if we can switch over to whoever you guys want to watch, we'll be looking at the comments in the section. Talking about comments, guys, you guys want to go over and comment on social media, tweet, or whatever the case may be, use hashtag Punishers AOC, and we'll be seeing and reading those. And remember also, if you guys do want to announce that you made it to finals, or if you guys come top 3 and you want to tweet out that you came first, remember to use AOC, Punishers AOC, in your tweet as well. It will just help the algorithm and also just the sponsors. I don't know, yeah, just use it, smash it, and so forth. But today, guys, not the official schedule because there's 10 minutes behind, but there's going to be 5 games being played over here. First game taking part at 10:30, 4, my bad,
Oh my
4.
so
And yeah, the last game going to be playing at 6, so it's going to be interesting to see what goes down there. But a total prize pool for today's semi-finals, guys, is 1,500 Rand. First place being a crazy 850, second being 500, and third being 150. Again, guys, the tournament sponsored by AOC, brought to you by Punishers, and hosted by Elite Pro Series featuring Fortnite, of course. So that is going to be the entertainment that we'll have throughout the evening today. Not only that, but guys, we can look at the leaderboard and so forth to see exactly which of these trios will be taking part in the tournament right now. And I can tell you, like, it's gonna be a hectic afternoon. Yesterday we saw, 78 queued players, but it wasn't easy. I can give you that. I mean, the lobbies that we had were just insane as well. So let's go see what we can find over here with the leaderboard. And you can see already BVDX, Bean and Vibe, Snap, Deadeye, Locks, Quicks, Cash Assassin, Perv Shahil, Reject Woke, Breezy, Bracy, E-Take, Smiley Prospect, Mech, Grizzle, Spencer, Gareth, Truth the Beam, Spooky. I think he's playing with Dubs,
Devs. Yeah,
Spooky
hundred
and
percent. Yeah.
Dubs, and Stale Swish, Psycho Gloves, Ken Zorro. Like, it's honestly so interesting to see what will be going down. Travis Neymar, Felix Tyler, Matt Owen Seth, Tyler Blatzy, Paulus Les, and there's just so much more duos, guys. There's so much more duos taking part in here. We can't go over the entire list, but at least you know you'll be entertained with high top tier quality gameplay. Yesterday was just a warm up because today is where the real action will be happening, and I don't know what finals will be looking like, but the games will be starting very much soon. Let's see exactly what that's gonna be.
Yeah, yesterday we had we I mean yesterday we predicted no storm surge in games and it actually activated yesterday. So yeah, today should be a little bit better because a lot of people couldn't play yesterday, so but they can play today. So I think they're ready for today.
Definitely gonna be interesting over there what will be happening and so forth. But again, guys, if you look at the prize pool,
Yeah, the price pool. I mean, I don't know why you.
yeah,
So it's we all know the massive sponsor. Thanks to AOC Gaming for getting on board sponsoring the prize pool. They're working together with Punishers and hosted by Elite Pro Series. So yeah, like we have for first place 850 rand for first place, which will be split between the duos. And yeah, that's gonna be interesting to find out who takes that first place today. I think it's a lot about like whoever can get in first place has that confidence to go into the finals with that confidence of making sure they ready for the finals.
Yeah, let's see what that's gonna be like though. But with just the games about to start, we'll be going into them quite shortly. Let's see whether or not who will be taking first place or second place. It's just gonna be interesting over there on that aspect. And I can tell you now, game is going to be starting yesterday. The top three teams yesterday was not only just the players Race and Reepsy.
Deepsy.
It was also Rakic and Dayquoff as well as Swizzy and Ace. Talk about an absolute clutch moment for Swizzy because it was him as a solo in the end game and he got so many eliminations. He 1v2 to get the victory royale. So Swizzy honestly clutched that up to get that top 3 prize pool. In fourth was Deimos and Zeleny. Unfortunately for them, they were second going into the last game. However, Zeleny died mid-game, and it was Deimos who had to rotate as a solo, and it wasn't easy, but they've managed to get that successfully. Pod and Davs were in fifth place over there, and they landing at Slurpee. So it was an interesting thing, and you can look at that leaderboard so you guys can get an example of what the total points were. Just look at how Reepsy and Crispy stole the semifinals one. It was Reepsy and Race, sorry. And second was Rakic and Dayquoff with the 150, Swizzy with the 149. 1 point difference to potentially winning yourself extra bucks in the pocket. But yeah, your overall top 10 is over here. Delta, Firecross, Storm and Keaton, Moab's Energy, and then Popcool and Latte. Now for Popcool and Latte, it was some off-spawn fighting at Corny Complex, but you can see all the games that had pretty much decent, except for Game 3 and Game 5, where they just kind of suffered over there. But yeah, that's your top 10 so far. We'll be making an announcement on your top 25 on the teams that made it all the way into the finals on, say, about Saturday. We'll make an announcement of all the teams there. Let's go jump on board and see whether or not the games have started and see exactly what's happening over there. Why not jump on board with a Gloves and Psycho POV to kick things off over there? So already we can see players are queuing up. They're almost time to jump on board, and we'll be on Gloves and Psycho because yeah, this duo showing some potential. I mean, yesterday we couldn't really predict who would win, but today we got a lot more powerful players in tier one to run. Who do you think is gonna be taking this semifinals too?
I mean, it can go anywhere. Like it's not necessarily like 100% confirmed, but I mean we have Travis and Neymar playing. They've won the last duo. They won Punisher's March Madness, so they there to win today. There's Rejects and Woke, a duo who we know
Yeah,
can run through the lobby at any time, any place, and yeah. And then
honestly,
obviously there's Psycho and Labs and Psycho have been playing together for so long. They got that chemistry together.
yeah.
They've built up so much in the last couple of months, and I think they also have a good chance.
I'm
Stale and Swish, we're talking about two players who made it to FNC as heats in trios, so they have chemistry. They know how to play together. So there's also another team people are looking over. So yeah,
It's just gonna be weird though for Stale and Swish. I mean, it was a very long time ago, season 5, when they had that huge pop of FNCS. It's a whole different season this time around. They haven't been grinding as much as we would love to see them. But guys, the players finally jumping out of the into the lobby, and we'll go on to that right now, and you guys can see. And there we go. So it's gonna be a Punishers AOC EzDuo Cup game number 1 of the semifinals 2, and we'll be on board with Psycho and Gloves to take that game 1. Guys, if you guys are just joining up today, make sure to share the stream onto social media. Literally, smash that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, leave a like. Will we be seeing some off-spawn action to Gloves and Psycho? So many people jumping out the bus as it stands already over there, so it's gonna be a heavy congested area on the southwest of the map, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, south of the map. Yeah, dirty is south. So yeah, we'll see. We saw. I think it was Luca and Dekov landing here yesterday.
Yeah,
So we'll see if they do get contested, like, and if there's more than one trio that or duo that might contest them. Looks like they do have someone contesting them. But so yeah, we should see an off spawn fight here. It's all about claiming the drop, making sure you get that drop clear before the finals.
yeah. Let's see exactly what will be happening over there. But it does look like they aren't contested, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go over to Reject and Woke, also another phenomenal duo to take part in the Punisher's AOC Duo Cup. You can see they also have a pretty much sweaty drop spot for themselves. That's going to be Believer Beach, and the loadout that you get over here is incredible. It's not consistent, but it is incredible. I mean, already look at what he's got at a single house launch pad. Obviously, launch pads are very much RNG. They don't spawn more at a certain POI than others, but it gives you an example of what you can expect. He's collecting gold for a specific reason. It's because you can buy a shotgun, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you can buy a shotgun in Sweaty. That's why it's one of the, like, as people would refer as a broken POI. It's a very good POI to land at if you want certain loot, and that's what competitive is about. It's about getting the desired loot you want to have, and then playing the game out and trying to get that Vicroy.
Definitely. Another team today, guys, is the Namibian Warrior Boja Noted, who is going to be a new duo debuting from now on to your duo tournaments that are yet to come for Fortnite South Africa and Africa itself. Is Bojo and Noted. So what do you have to reckon about this trio, about this duo? You know, coming into Punisher's semifinals too, do you think they have what it takes to grab some victory royales or be somewhat consistent?
Yeah, they do. They do. They have been a trio in the past, and they have that chemistry. But unfortunately, some reasons or there's so many reasons why they split as a trio. But looks like they're going back at it. They're giving it a second chance. I
Yeah,
mean, they know what they know what they're capable of, and I'm sure they can do what they need to do today to secure the win somewhere.
yeah, no, let's see exactly what that will be looking like. But yeah, it's a Dirty Dogs drop for them. I don't know, a Steamy Stacks
Semi
drop for them.
stacks. Hmm.
And I don't know who in Semi 1 was landing here. But it's going to be an interesting finals whether or not they get this uncontested. Usually the case, Bojo Noted or Bojo CK, whatever the case may be, have always secured their drop spots, and maybe they've had a couple challenges in the past where they contested by tier 1s, etc. And I mean, Bojo is a smart man. He knows how to work his way around rotating and when needed, give up a drop spot to win a massive tournament. So let's see what happens if semifinals 2 is contested, or the finals is contested for Bojo. Let's see what the strats will be over there. But we have so many other people over here. It does look like Neymar and them actually being eliminated. They do look deafened over there. So we'll go over to Bean and these duo Vibes. Now, Vibes recently has switched over to Double Claw, and you know, if you guys are new to the esports or into the Fortnite community or into any game or whatever, Double Claw is essentially a where you hold your controller that gives you a competitive advantage to when you just hold your controller standard. It's like playing with your fingers more as well. It's very weird. It looks like a dragon in a way, if that makes sense. But yeah, he's recently switched to Double Claw, and that gives somewhat confidence to Bean to duo with him because the potential skill that you get just with Double Claw to standard is by far much better. I mean, you as a coach as well in the Fortnite community, do you see an advantage to Double Claw and
Yeah,
standard?
yeah, it gives you more movement around your controller, but yeah, it has its negative effects, which I mean, we can go on for days, but it's not about that. It's about, does it give you the advantage? Yes, yes. If you can double claw, it will give you that advantage of like making your movements better. You can press more buttons at a time, so it's easier. It like you say, it gives you that advantage.
Yeah, now it's just a moment of time to see exactly what can cook down for the over here. But we, like I say, guys, we have everyone today, and we can go talk about all the major duos before they get into hotspot end games. And on board, we're gonna have a Ginger with us, and we're gonna give you guys his POV in just a second. But like honestly, Ginger and Seven. Who's he playing with? Yeah,
Yeah, he's playing with 7 today.
yeah, playing
Last
with.
minute player to get on board. So I
Yeah,
mean, it's good to see that he found someone who can play with today, because I'm not 100% sure what's his confirmed duo, but we'll find out in the finals.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting over there. But for those of you guys who are joining in as well, we're on board with semifinals 2 of the Punishers AOC, and the Punishers AOC is a 25,000 Rand total prize pool brought to you by Punisher, sponsored by
Uh,
AOC South, and hosted by Elite Pro Series. So, welcome, guys. Hope you guys are all doing good. We are down to 67 players, more stacked than it was yesterday, and it had averaged about the same amount of players for the semifinals. We can see now, the loadouts for everyone has sort of come together. Launch pads, pumps, blue AR, med kits, big pots,
yeah,
minis. Oh, you just love
everyone
to see it.
everyone everyone wants their desired loot. Everyone wants those purple palms, scores, but like you say, they've got a good loadout to take a fight if they need to, and we'll see what happens later in game with them.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting for restricted. On the other hand, not the best pump. He's got a great pump over there. Now, if you guys are asking yourself, what is a pump? Maybe you guys are new. I don't know. A pump is just a shotgun, and we just call it a pump shotgun. And there you go. But yeah,
Yeah,
Junaid
there's
and them.
there's the different types of shotgun. There's the pump, there's the tactical, there's so far. I think that's the only
Yeah.
two in the game at the moment. So
Oh,
yeah,
there's
those
lever action shotgun.
lever action as
Level, yeah.
well. Yeah.
And yeah, those are the shotgun. But most preferred, obviously, is your blue pumps, purple pumps, and gold pumps. Some people go in with the attack gameplay, which is the most ridiculous and most broken thing in team-based modes, because you can deal a lot of damage quite quickly if your aim is on point. But Restricted and Junaid, a duo or trio that have been in the works as well for very long time, haven't had their moment yet. Any moment can happen for any single player that we're on board with today, guys. It's all about RNG, positioning, and potentially as well skill. So let's see what happens with Restricted and Sinead. Rooting for them to get a huge dub today as an underrated team coming into the thing. Advocates for Fortnite South Africa, though, they've been competing for a very long time in the South African and Africa scene. So just a moment of consistency and time for the team to grab that over there. But crazy to see. We also got Hunter and XV. This is a totally new duo coming into the Punishers AOC, and they've positioned themselves quite early on a heighted area. They're very much opened if that team bust them out, and they can get scuffed up right now. But got a snipe lined up. He's gonna place a stay over there. And so yeah, Hunter and XV, let's see exactly what can happen. But there's still 67 players alive.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, they're on a high ground position. They're trying to get some tags because storm surge might be a thing today. You never know. Like, they need to prepare for, if it does happen, they won't be in a situation where they die to storm surge. So yeah, I think that's the strat they're going for here with the high ground play, making sure they uh on the highest point they can, and yeah, looking for tags, looking for any elims or anything they can pick up.
Yeah. 45 seconds until the zone closes, and it does look like we're most probably gonna get a nice flat rotation, maybe even to the center of the map. I don't know. It would be crazy to see some rotations happening in that area. I don't think there's ever been a rotation into that one in the new season just yet. But you know
Yeah,
how Fortnite can play around with people's emotions and make you rotate through that area.
yeah, we haven't seen any zones pulling towards the center map yet, as of like since yesterday when the new update. So it would be interesting to see how that spaceship comes into play when people are using it in game. So we'll see what happens.
It's be interesting. One player finally finding the dust over there, getting eliminated, and now we're down to 66 players. And go on to academy players. Punisher Ricey and his teammate E-Take were also in this semifinals too. Ricey being a very phenomenal player, has an untapped, underrated talent. He's really, really good at the game. Just needs to find that consistency between his games and so forth. He can get an absolute pop off, but then game number two is just not gonna reflect the same energy as he did in game number one. So let's see. You know, it's just a moment of experience and learning that will happen right now. And they have massive shotguns over there. Both Ricey and E-Take have huge pumps for their team right now, and Ricey with the pump end game run, so beautiful.
Yeah. We've seen it multiple times when he clutches those 1v1s or even 1v3s.
Yeah,
So it's always a good thing to see something like that happen consistently. That means the composure's there. He doesn't get like nervous when it comes to that end game. He knows how to handle it every time it happens, and yeah, he's one of those players you want to look out for today.
yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting. Well, let's see exactly what will be going into the end games, and hopefully one of these games we can stick on board with Ricey, but uh Goff's his loot is very much juicy, and he's also got that floatable. Was there a floatable on E-Tech as well? We're just gonna have to wait and see. There is. So both players can even cycle for height and no need to worry about it. But the question is, will they have the guts? So it's a no. It's literally it meant for the elite to go on height. We've seen some couple underrated trios and so forth, or duos itself, take the positions of height and win games, but it's
Yeah,
rare. It's a rare case.
yeah. Height wins you games, low ground wins you tournaments. That's a saying I know a
Oh,
lot of pros pros go by. I mean, that's it's something you can ask someone like Bojo. Bojo knows the saying like, oh, height wins you games, but low ground wins you tournaments. Because if you can be consistent in those, like playing those low ground, you can pick up a lot of kills. You can pick up a lot of refreshes. You can make that top three placement in the game,
yeah,
and you'll be sorted for like a whole tourney if you make sure you play consistent.
yeah, definitely. I mean, it is correct. Like on height, you do get the opportunity to get eliminations and so forth, but it's inconsistent because of some of the people who build crazy, and that was a close shot from Gloves. And I can tell you, if he connected that, that would have been a scream headshot snipe, and they would have gone in for that W key right now. But they just farming up, refreshing their mats, and let's see what will be happening with these late zone rotations right now. Opening just to make sure that maybe he can get a kill right now. Reverse that he gets a snipe shot 60 meters.
Yeah, we've seen literally one do or die, or two players. Let me say rather that
Yeah,
since the last time we looked at the number count, and now people are going down quicker. But like you can see, Gloves and them already picked up two elims. That was probably off spawn. So good to see that, and we'll have to check in game two if they work on and see if they do have that off spawn fight.
we'll definitely have to. And another team as well is Neymar and Travis. Don't see what's happening over there, but they were going Catty semifinal. So, and Catty now being very popular because, you know, in trios you had no tier ones. Oh, and we'll get back to that late now, but now Gloves sort of pressure to use his consumables, and duos know when a team is pressured. for me, I would personally say that Glubs needs to take his heals up, get back to 200 HP, and if he wants to look at an opportunity to beam or snipe another kid, then that will be it. But don't edit the walls and so forth while being low,
Yeah,
because it can hurt you real bad.
yeah, they're in a comfortable position in the next zone, so now they just need to wait for the next the fourth zone and see where it pulls, and then make their way to the next zone.
Yeah, I mean, 2 kill points though, so they're sitting on 4 points as it stands already. That's really decent. For Noted and Bojo, it's quiet rotations. Everyone seems to have a launch pad in this tournament. So I'm assuming we're going to have a large amount of players remaining in the moving zones, depending on when they utilize those launch pads. I'm going to see Noted and them form up on the fourth zone. Gotta wait for that 50-50 or the fifth zone to formalize, and then they'll probably make the rotations. Now, somebody said to me a while back is that 50-50 usually forms up on heighted areas. Like,
Yeah, it's got like it's got a tendency to pull on the high grounds and stuff, and like mountains and anything like that, because of the way that the game is made to make it more harder for players playing it. So yeah, it has that tendency to pull onto high ground. So we might see the zone pull south. Yesterday we saw a very similar zone which did pull south. So we'll see what happens today.
there's the tug cannon. Gets him to 100 HP, and it starts to regenerate those users. So really good item to have right now, and I do believe within a couple more minutes we will be getting that fifth zone rotation. I mean storm, because there's 59 players right now, so that storm surge will get activated. Will be interesting to see who will be in a tough spot in that one. But going over now back to Vibes and Bean. Let's see what's happening with them. Also sitting on 0 eliminations right now. 227 damage above the threshold. He lines up a snipe shot, but that doesn't connect. And he's going to be waiting for a full minute. Let's go over to Reject, see what's happening with them. Just trying to find somebody that's sort of suffering. And if it's a tier pro, to see what's happening for them. Rejects and Woke, they find themselves 2 eliminations as well, which is amazing to see. Ginger and Seven, a duo fill going in for Ginger right now. Let's see how they are handling everything. Also 1 elimination, 209 damage as well. So really good damage across the board on our tier 1 pros. But is it the same for our underrated players coming into the semi-finals too of the Punisher AOC? You can see here's a team that's also struggling. They want some damage right now, 69 damage below. What is the... They got some free tags over there.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough. It's only 55 below.
And they have no blue heals?
Yeah, they don't have any heals to heal it out. They need to get those tags. I mean, it pulls.
Does look like they get this one though, so that's gonna be decent at least. So 49 above, but still damage needs to be dealt over here.
I mean, four people still need to die to that storm surge. There's still 4 people that need to go down. So we'll see if they outlast us.
3 players remaining right now. 20 seconds until the zone starts shrinking, and for Hunter and XV, I mean, they're in a tough position already. No blue heals. Matt's looking very much low right now. Do they have a launch pad to make that rotation? Doesn't look like it as well. So they're going to start topping right now. Their damage goes down more and more. So they're down now to 15. Low ground gets eliminated, and they have a bit more damage now because the amount of players that remain 52. But for XV, was a scuff rotation from him. He's down to now literally 3 builds. Him and between this max pool, will he make it is the question. Will he have the luck on his hands to not get focused at this moment? It does look like it was a sort of dead side rotation for him, and he's able to do it right now. So Hunter soft aims in a good position for that, and we're going to start getting into that moving zones quite shortly after this one. So I say we stick on board with Hunter just to see what his positions are going to be like going in. It's a really good decision to use old builds right now to go through the entire map, but it's gonna be tough. I mean, he's got no blue heals. If he gets tagged now, done for. taking a couple of storm damage over there, making his way. Finally gets into a
Working
good
through
place,
everything.
and that's another max pull for them.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have to maybe look for that launch pad. That launch pad will help him a bit. He's got one bolt, so he's gonna have to try and get a kill
Yeah,
or impact. Yeah, so we'll see what he does.
15 seconds remaining. I mean, 15 mats remaining. No mats now, and he's gonna have to run this wild. And he jumps into a player's box, and it's a pump from him. Whoa, he 1v2 Hunter, almost getting a good position, but unfortunately gonna get eliminated by Spencer and Zeepster over there, and that was really close, honestly,
That was
for
very close. Yeah.
Hunter. And oh my god, look who we have on height over here. A chop down coming into play for Rejects. He's down to 120 HP. He needs to take those bandages to get into a good position of health, or maybe even just frag out quite a bit, because his mats are extremely low. It doesn't look like the team can hold out on height over here. They need to make some eliminations right now. And there you go, a little bit of a refresh or siphon coming into play for Rejects right now. They're on height here. He needs to be very cautious of what mats he uses in this position. Hopefully Woke is able to even drop some mats for his teammate right now. That's a good Deagle shot coming in from Woke to clean that up over there. And they get one Elam. I say they need to jump into this box right now, and you can see they do so. But unfortunately, not able to find his knock. But he's getting so much damage with that pump. And there's another elimination to the name. And now with just 2 builds left, he needs to get this in Elam. 1 build, he's out of builds. He needs a refresh. Let's see exactly what Woke can do right now. Rejects, Woke builds up to Rejects right there. We'll go over to Boja though and see what's happening with them. But massive GG's find Rejects and Woke on height right now. And then on the other hand, you got Bojo, who's a solo on low ground. Not looking too good for him. He's down to now only 26 builds here.
Yeah, he's got his team today in game, and yeah, there's still 26 people left. So we'll see how much placement or points he can gather in this end game, and see what he can do. He does get a knock there, and he will probably try and get the finish and the mats from the player.
Got a launch pad as well. He also's got that chug splash, so he doesn't need to stress too much about his HP. It does look like he's sort of lagging quite a bit, where he's editing and so forth. Now coming out of the zone with 135 health, able to clutch up huge for the team, and uses that launch pad to get out of this position. Couple shots left, right, and center, and he's gonna get absolute beamed and eliminated. And we'll go back to Rejects and Woke right now, who I believe is still in this one, very much alive, and you can see that. So we're on board with Rejects. They still on height. He's got a couple more mats. They got so much more eliminations. Let's see exactly what game 1 is going to be like for Rejects and Woke as they get into the last bit of the game. 12 players remaining. We don't know how many teams that consist with these 12 players remaining, because there could be some solos and full duos left alive right now. But they are praying and spraying down below, and that rain of bullets just makes it uncomfortable for the oppositions rotating on the very much low grounds right now. And this is where the advantage of being on height comes in, is that you can see the players rotating. You have a huge wide scape of everyone, and you can just deal so much pressure down below. And that's exactly what Rejects and Woke are doing, utilizing their ammo to waste the builds going into the very last moments over here, with Rejects having with Woke having a couple shots up from him. You can see also got some eliminations. There's Reject picking another AR kill, and he's dropping all the way to low ground. Takes a couple fall damage, and it's a nice 76 pump from Rejects. Both of them going now into a fighting position. It's down to a 2v2. He takes a bandage to make sure that he's up to the best health he can possibly. Woke gets a elim. No, it's Rejects with the knock over there, and let's see exactly what these last moments are gonna be like. And there you go, Rejects and Woke with a huge clutch for game number 1. 11 eliminations and a victory royale.
Yeah, that's crazy. They got that height. They secure the height. They play that height so good. This is what how tier 1s play the height, or play the game. As soon as they know they have advantage of winning the game, they abuse it.
They definitely do. That was just huge for for Woken Rejects. I mean, they played that really well. We saw Rejects being in a position with no mats. Woke came down to his position, brought him back up on height over there, and in the end, grabbing 11 eliminations. I mean, that's definitely going to set the stone for them going into game number 2, 3, and 4. And remember, guys, the prize pool that these players are fighting at is 1,500 Rand just for today. In the finals, it's an 18,000 Rand prize pool. And you will just have to wait to see what the prize pool split will be over there. But guys, we're going to take a little bit of a short break. And we'll be seeing you guys quite soon. We want to see you guys hype up in social media with that a massive game from Rejects and Woke using hashtag Punishers AOC, and we'll be seeing you guys soon. And now, guys, we are back with game number 2. What a way to start the semi-finals too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like you said, when we were talking about who's got the potential to win this semi-final, we had the rejects and work on that list, and I mean, we saw what they did in game one. They clutched up the victory royale and got that win, securing them, making sure they have that confidence going into game two to do good.
Definitely, man. It's really crazy what had happened. I mean, Reject and Woke grabbing first game with 11 eliminations. We can look at the prize pool just one more time. And I think for a very long time we won't be looking at that prize pool. But first place 850, second 500, third being 150. And this was the results of game number 1. So in first place with a almost a 20-point lead now is Rejects and Woke. In second is Ginger and 7. A Pop Off coming into play, and that is Punishers featuring a FA. In third is Kretz, which is Bart. In fourth is Spooky and Davs. Or Spooky and Divs. In fifth is B-Boy and Cobra. So some underrated players over there. You got Cyclone Gloves, who is in seventh. You got Tollus and Les in sixth. You got FA's Marty and your boy Noodles in eighth. You got Tem and Zorro in ninth. You got Punishers, XFA, Piven, Shakio. Some couple Punisher players over here. Some underrated players as well, such as B-Boy and Cobra. Then you also got Marty and your boy Noodles in that top 10, and then Piven Shahil in the top 10. So crazy to see that has come into play. And I can tell you, this means nothing. Game number 1 means nothing. It's all about the very last one. So if you
Yeah,
if you're gonna be like, oh my god, Rejects and Woke are winning the tournament, no. Wait until the last game has concluded, and then you'll know who will win the tournament. Because it can come down to the wire, 1 point split, 2 point splits for game number 4, and we'll just have to wait and see what game number 5 will be.
yeah, they have that little advantage of winning game one. They have that confidence. So let's see if they can keep up the consistency throughout the whole tourney, and that's the only way you can really say if someone's going to win, if they can keep it consistent.
Yeah,
Other than that, we'll see what happens in the next 4 games. There's still 4 games remaining, 4 out of 5, so we'll see what happens.
yeah, no, let's see exactly what will be in play. But again, guys, brought to you by Punisher, sponsored by AOC South, and then it is hosted on the Fortnite platform, Elite Pro Series. If you guys would like to take part in more of these tournaments on a month-to-month basis, head over to www.eliteproseries.co.za. If you want to find yourself high-end monitors, it's as simple as going to za.aoc.com. And then if you guys want to get more information about Fortnite players, content creators, VFX, GFX, or even if you're interested in Valorant for some weird reason, check out Punishers, the-punishers.com, I think.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
got it perfect, spot on,
Yeah.
Aaron. It's like
So
you struggling there, but yeah. Check out Punisher socials, check out AOC socials. I'm sure it will be in the chat. It will be put in the chat at some time. So yeah, go drop a follow on all their socials, and yeah, massive thank you to AOC for sponsoring the tourney.
definitely. But guys, we are happy to announce game number 2 has started, and we're gonna stay on board uh with with Dubs and Psycho for the Dirty Docks, because we can see there's a couple teams and players landing here, going onto this location where Dirty Docks. But I believe Psycho and them can grab the victory royale over here. Let's just see whether or not they will be able to do it off spawn. Does look like they're being scuffed a bit, having to switch up their drop completely. They get themselves an SMG of spawn. What is the RNG going to be like for Clubs in Psycho? And RNG is basically the luck Fortnite gives in terms of loot. Yet again, more SMGs, no shotgun, which is a crucial part of the game of spawn, to get a shotgun or some heals, which he has now done.
Yeah, definitely. You want to get that. You want to get your mats, that's your materials, your loot. You want that ideal loot to fight off spawn, and then you want those shields. The shields are probably, for me, it's the most important thing about a drop. if
Mm.
you can't guarantee shields, you're gonna probably not go far in the game. But we've seen people clutch up.
It's definitely gonna be quite a long um time. See what happens right now. Off spawn doesn't just happen. Get into a box fight and done dead. The passive play is happening right now. Ooh, that's a good deagle shot onto Gloves right now, losing quite a lot of HP, but he has those minis to back it up.
Yeah, like I said, like you need that. Like he could have been 25 HP at the point if he didn't have that big pot early beginning of the game where he did pick it up as floor loot. So looks like they are disengaging from the fight because I don't think they want to ego fight for the drop because they are in a good position where they can place high on the leaderboard. So they don't want to mess up the whole tournament just for a drop. So they have what they need and they're gonna leave and go look for another place to maybe find better loot.
And this is going to be very tough for them, though. They are shambled and they are roaming around the territory of Bojo and Noted. So let's see whether or not we'll be seeing them interact with it. I highly doubt it though, but well, let's see whether or not they will find each other. It is very tough for Psycho and Gloves to, respectfully decline an off-spawn fight, especially when you are in the competitors or like proper competitors. Leave a soft spot that you've been landing at for a very long time. That is tough. But let's go over to Nemo and Travis because they died of spawn game number 1, I believe. Let's see what's happened. Where are they? What are they doing? Has the scenes changed? Then yes, they have indeed. So 2 kills for Neymar and Travis for that off spawn fight that they just had right there.
Yeah, it looks like game one they did get contested and they did spawn like you predicted it. And yeah, game two looks like they did take care of their opponent and they got ready for game two and planned a night and got a plan together to make sure they do win their off spawn fight.
It's really good to keep that level of mindset. It's not so easy, especially when there's prize pools involved as well. Like, how do you just continue going regardless of the situation you put yourself in?
I mean, it's happened. The thing is, we're talking about Travis and Neymar, players who've been in positions like this before, where game one doesn't go good or game three doesn't go good, but they see it as okay. Next game, let's just make it better than the first game. And I mean, we've seen Neymar win tourneys with one less game. So in their position at the top tier where they are as tier ones and like as some of the best at what they do, they know exactly how to handle certain situations.
Yeah, definitely. You see now they're gonna get themselves a beautiful llama. Let's see what that will be.
Yeah, nice thing they've added to the llamas move around this season. So if someone hasn't hopped on Fortnite in ages, yeah, llamas do run around the map now. They even teleport around the map. So if you don't get your llama quick enough, he might teleport and you might not see the llama anytime soon again. So you
That
want to
would be
get that
crazy.
llama.
Yeah, you need to crouch and box the thing just to make it quick. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's see now what will be the case with them going into the end games. They do look pretty much more strong, and I can tell you they're gonna have a massive game now than they did in game number 1. Of course, kind of Spawn is not ahead. They're already beating their game number 1, but the comparisons just to their games will be massive over there. Let's go over to the players Chili and Zylo. This one who's competing, and we can look at also Tim and Zaro over there. So, guys, that POV.
Yeah, it does look like Chile and Zyla, or yeah, that land like edge of the map outside skirts.
We have seen
So
the
the
strats from Chile though,
yeah,
where
yeah, yeah, we have seen it in the past. The
yeah,
outside Slurpee strat. So yeah,
yeah, and it works for him. It works for him, but it's a takes some time, and you can see they're still on the outskirts right now, and they find themselves, getting the best loot again possible. Does look like Tolis is gonna get eliminated in the kill feed. Fortunately, by who that was. Let's see what type of loot they will get out of the special chest. Yesterday we didn't see anyone grab a pump, and you do get pumps in.
Yeah. You do, but I don't think they. I think their main thing would be scores now. If they could get ARs, blue ARs ain't bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah,
You
they already
can
have
always
pumps.
just you can always just side grade those AKs to AUGs if you really want to do that using nuts and bolts. So yeah.
So now going to be using the mobility of Eppers for endgame, which is fairly good, but hopefully they can find themselves some launch pads as well. So very much edge of zone. Gonna leave them to rotate and make that rotation right now. Let's go over to Tem and Zoro to see how they got into that top 5 position. Very underrated. Top 10 position. Very underrated. And
Yeah, Tim.
Tem is making some really good games of late, but not tournaments, just games general. But he hasn't had a massive game, a tournament for himself. But he's showing some consistency across the board.
He's definitely making a mark. He's leaving a mark. He's making some waves here and there. If I'm not mistaken, they did win a qualifier. I think it was qualifier 2,
Yeah.
where he won with Fresh.
Oh
So it
yes,
looks like it's
yes,
a
I
new
did see
duo.
that. Yeah.
Looks like it's a new duo coming to play. Maybe Fresh can't play today, so he got someone to fill for him. So, but yeah, Tim has been making moves. He's been on the radar. I'm sure he's on the radar of a few teams and orgs. So yeah.
Funny thing though is that Fresh and Tem aren't actually duos. They just played that day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so Zoro and Tem are duos and also trios, if I'm not mistaken. And Fresh was looking for Phil, and you got a Phil and did extremely well. I mean, winning a tournament like that is not easy. There you go. We can see for the first time we can see somebody using. Oh, there's players on top there. He can get absolute beamed.
Yeah, it looks like the players are not aware of what's happening. So
Oh my god, he could
he
have gotten beamed.
he got away
Does look
there
like
just
Zoro's
fine.
taking some tags though, and he's down to about 140 HP. But that is fine. They're safe and sound. Go over to Reject, and Scully in this position has woke. Unfortunately, has other commitments for the rest of the game. So there's Reject following in behind on the players, but doesn't look like they're gonna take that W key. So
Yeah, I think they
oh,
just
there's
want
a
to make
fight
sure that
that's
they get in a
happening.
good position.
Maybe they get to third party. We need some action. Come on, Rejects. Does look like it's a couple teams in corny. So many players boxing up and players taking some box fights. Rejects doesn't look like he's gonna be in a position to want to take any fights. I mean, consistency is for him, and that's really good and all.
Yeah,
Let's
I
go.
mean they have the loot they want. They have everything they need. I don't think they want to take any stupid fights or any unreasonable fights without.
Ah,
And like if
what
they
am
do
I
that,
seeing? Did they come
they
back
probably
into
kill something. Yeah.
dirty, and to get those elims?
Oh wow. Looks like they did.
So they just needed better loot, and they came to chase out the enemies. We keep on missing the action with clubs and cycle, but they're showing really up to the party today. And yeah, sitting on I think 3, maybe even 4 kills. Let's see.
Just when you said they don't leave dirty, they come back.
Yeah.
Ironically.
Ironically, they don't, and you can see you came in with a dancing victory to get those. Because he knows he's hyped about that situation to find him a seat with some kill points. Let's go over to literally everyone until we see fights or some action sort of expanding for us over here, and you can see for Dan FNBR. He's chilling, dancing, and yeah, Dan FNBR and Jello also in Corny Complex, finding themselves in that position. Martin and Potashe, I think they have died. I'm not entirely sure. No, they haven't died. They're still in this one, making the rotation as well now. Trying to get a snipe shot, and ooh, he does get tagged. He needs to focus on that rotation, and Potashe just focusing on getting that applied drop. And there's more tags for the team. Let's see what they can get. They get guaranteed launch pad at least, so that's good.
I mean, they just add another launchpad to their inventory. So now they have, I don't know, we don't know how many launchpads Tasha has, but as you can see, Matina already has one. So they should each have one now. And yeah, for endgame, those launchpads are very important because you need to move through zones and move through builds without getting shot. So the best way to do that is by flying through the sky and using those launchpads.
Definitely, and those launch pads are very, very much helpful. Oh, it does look like we are seeing Travis absolute beam kids right now, and we're gonna also find Neymar eliminated. Unfortunately, he's not happy. I don't think they are happy about the situation. Making this long fight, and that's a good pump from them.
Travis taking a lot of shield damage there.
Yeah, with no white heals also, this is not looking good.
And he does become Elam.
Oh, needs to get out of here.
He did pick up that chuck cannon.
Yeah. Gets the card as well. I don't think he can make a revive. If he does, that will be absolute crazy.
The thing is, what we're seeing here is he couldn't like use the launch pad because the team was looking at him. Like we can see now, he's getting absolutely
oh my god,
and elammed.
No, unlucky for Travis as he clutches up for the team, but they're gonna find themselves eliminated mid-game, and honestly, GG's. But unfortunate. Can still win a tournament off of 3 games, so let's see what happens there. But for Bean and Vibes, finding himself trying to take some couple tags.
Yeah, they're in a comfortable position where they're in the next zone, just waiting for that third zone to close and then fourth zone to appear. So they also have a supply drop nearby, but it looks like they're not going to go for it as the team might have claimed it. So we'll see what they decide to do. They got the inflatable if they want to rotate around the map. So I think they're not mainly concerned about that supply drop now, rather than just getting those tags up and making sure they don't die to Storm Surge when it does come into play.
Just waiting until 35 seconds or so is done, and we'll be getting into the next zone. And for the next zone, let's see where Reject and Ali are located in this position. Have they got themselves any elims? Yes, they have. They got on 1 kill point, and you feel that loadout waited over there right now.
Yeah, they have that gold tack, and they have all the shield they need. They got the launch pads, max mats. I'm sure they have a few extra mats. So they're in a comfortable position where they just need to wait out and play for endgame.
Yeah, no, and it's gonna be interesting to see how he would be playing this game now. So game 1, really successful for him. Will game 2 remain the same? Do they get a sniper or just focusing? I think it's just a focus over here, and doesn't look like they're gonna connect on anything. The player managing to just get good cover, and that's exactly how you want to play that. To have the ammunition to set a blaze over there. But now they need to focus on that rotation into the next zone, and it's quite near. It's right there, and they can get maybe even a heightened position on one of these players. But it's a spray and pray, honestly, that's happening over here. Hoping that maybe they can get a tag on a player that is white already, and then that should secure them another knock or maybe an elimination. But I don't think it's anything feasible, anything confirmational. That even makes sense, but see now, couple plays.
I think they just keeping pressure on this player. They see, yeah, because I think they maybe spotted him as a solo, or maybe like they can see he's low or something. But they were just like, players have the tendency to do something for a reason. They weren't just like,
Ooh,
like all the good players won't just start doing something randomly. It's for a good reason. But yeah, they do pick up a Elam, yeah.
yeah, like I was saying, that spray and spray is basically if you manage to tap one person that's maybe white, that's good. That's free Elam. So of course, not just getting any, not just doing anything random. It all works to them, and there goes another absolute beam. He's gonna try jumping to the player's box right now. That player's gonna try disengage to the best of his ability, chop him down. In fact, nice 31 tag as well. He's just trying to get as much damage as he can across the board and, you know, affect so many players right now. And Rejects is honestly doing the most in this qualifier. I mean, looking at the players who remain right now, it doesn't look like any of them are still alive the way Rejects are. Like the tier 1 players you got already, I think Bojo eliminated, you got Neymar eliminated. So the only other team that's left in this one sort of make a huge impact is Psycho and Gloves, and they 7th as it stands right now, and they're on 4 eliminations, so that's really good. To be in that position they were in off spawn to change things around for them. I thought they were going to be shambles this game, but they've honestly done well there.
They've picked it up, indeed. They're in a position where they can now just play the end game and do what they've been practicing. And I mean, they have the loadout they need. They've got everything they need. I just think they don't have that launch pad. A launch pad would be nice. Or they would have used. Ooh, he does take a lot of damage, yeah.
Now need to stop making that rotation. Doesn't look like they're going to be utilizing a launch pad. In fact, does look like opposition's quite close to them use the launch pad, so that maybe they can even use it for themselves. There you go, massive launch. Everyone's sort of already positioned right now. Gloves and them diving into this aspect, and Gloves is going to get tagged up quite a little bit, but for him, he's not too sad about that. He's got the chug cannon, he's got some big pots, he's got minis. They put themselves in a good position as well, where they could possibly get the next moving zone, and maybe they do so. But it's a pressure play from Psycho and Gloves as they look upon their enemies to try get some tags and so forth, and they're gonna see what they can do. But everyone already sort of built into the zone with hard mats and so forth, so you can't really focus up on anyone right now. And that's going to be 5 seconds until the moving zones will form, and potentially even going to have a Storm Surge coming to play due to that. And it's a max pool in a way for Gloves and Psycho right now. Going to be interesting to see what plans out and what plays out for them. But let's go over to not to Bean and Vibes, because Bean is actually having quite a tough view for us. So we'll go over to Ricey and we'll watch Psycho's and Gloves endgame if they're still alive in that position. But Ricey and E-Tech finding themselves in a good ahead of zone already, also on heights, as it looks like.
Yeah, they do find themselves on height, and zone pulls their way, so they have that advantage of securing the win. But yeah, like with launch pads and all that, you gotta be careful because people can always just land on you.
Yeah, but it does look like they're gonna control this one well. He's gonna give some tags to the oppositions, and there's a number of players trying to make this rotation in the sky using those launch pads, and he's going to drop down a level or two, and he's able to do that smoothly and quickly to transition he stays back and front is amazing to see. And there's a beam coming into play, managing to crack a player, but will they get the eliminations they need, like we've seen with Woke and Rejects previously? Let's see whether or not they're able to do so. But just look at the landscape and the map that we have right now. Everyone so contested right next to each other, and unfortunately we are going to see 10 players being eliminated on this single rotation of the moving zone. Ricey and E-Take still on heights, haven't gotten any more eliminations. However, they also got that launch pad in the back pocket, so if someone was to able to steal it from them, they can utilize it yet again and get back on top of everyone yet again.
Yeah, indeed. They have that launch pad to get up to height, but now we can see they're demonstrating how you play height. You spray everyone who tries to come up for it. It's just a basic fundamental when it comes to Fortnite when you're on height. Just make sure you pressure the opponents so they don't come up, and then you don't need to worry about them coming up. And picking up elims, I mean, that's even one of the most important things about playing height correctly.
Yeah, they got that charge cannon as well. E-Tech been absolute beam. However, let's go see whether or not Clubs and Psycho made it all the way into the end game. And then if they are, maybe we stick on board with them a little bit, then go back over to Ricey. And unfortunately, it does look like he's going to get eliminated over there. And we'll go back over to Ricey in just a bit. We want to see whether or not Rejects and Scully is alive in this one. And yes, they are. They're on the low ground with 4 eliminations. Gonna be taking that heals right now, and we'll go see whether or not Ricey and E-Tech still remain in that position in just a bit. But 15 players remain right now, and on the low grounds is Rejects and Scully as they rotate right there, and you can see exactly what is to come right there for them.
Yeah, they're playing. They're claiming anything in front of them, making sure they can maybe pick up a elim yo there before trying to secure the victory royale.
Does look like, however, being the players Ricey and E-Tech, they will be clutching up this one. He's going to try and frag in quite a bit with his AR over there. Will he, though, manage to successfully do so is the question. With no mats at hand, he's utilizing his previous builds, using those things. And E-Tech is going to flank out quite a bit, but it's Ricey with the one pump on his tack, and he gets an elim unless. However, E-Tech is going to get taken out, unfortunately, and Ricey's left alone as a solo to clutch up the scenes over here. Let's just quickly peek at Rejects or not, just to see if they're still alive in that one. If they're not, we'll go back into the POV of Ricey, and it does look like Ricey and Scully are still alive, so let's stay on board, actually, with this team, as they are a full duo. But it does look like Rejects absolute beam all the way down to 38 HP, using that chug cannon to get the team healed up quite successfully. Now needing to rotate, you can still see so many players remain. Scully gets an elimination from the Storm, so that's some kill points going into the team right now. And it's a pump, attack play, and it does look like maybe Ricey on height is the individual player. We'll go over to his POV, see whether or not he can clutch up whatever the scenes are. Hopefully we just don't miss it. Pop up quickly, boom. There we go. And he gets the victory! There's no way!
Let's go.
Ricey has a solo player. Will get that victory royale against Rejects and Scully. So it was sort of a knock play from him. He got to work the angles and get that knock successfully. And we get to see Ricey clutch up a victory royale. And looking at it, that's going to help them so much because they weren't even in the top 10 positions. What is the scenes going to be like for game number 3? We'll just have to wait and see. But a celebration for Ricey and E-Tech to take that dub home. So now you got 2 different victory royale winners. Rejects was close to it, but there's consistency there, man. Getting second with who knows how many kills.
Yeah, they definitely did. They're playing consistent, winning game 1, game 2, second. With I'm sure they've picked up a couple of kills there at the end. And yeah, you need that consistency to win tourneys.
Definitely, it's really good to see. And like you mentioned in game number 1, height wins you games, but low ground wins you tournaments. You did see a different aspect for Rejects. You know, Rejects finding himself on low ground with Scully and getting, I think, more eliminations. I'm not too sure, but that tag play of his, honestly, mad plays, but as well as Ricey, tag is very underrated and not really used that much by the pro players and so forth. But honestly, it's very much broken, especially in these scenarios where you need to hit fast in endgame. And if you miss your pump shotgun, it's done for if you're going up against a tag player who's hitting his shots.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you don't hit that first shot, you might as like I've seen many times where it's like someone would just say, "I'm dead" after missing their pump shot, and they know they dead.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
especially when you come up against, like you said, a tech player that is hitting their shots and it's quick fire rate, it's a very good way to break walls and stuff. But yeah, like we saw the rejects at the end, attacking the guy twice, and he got the elim, getting second. Well done to Ricey for getting the victory royale. I mean, 100% deserved because they play that height very good. Yes, E-Take went down, but he
And it
maintained the height.
happens. It happens. You're going to put your frag in that position to sort of say, look, drop down, try get as much tags as you can possibly. We don't know to what extent E-Take did damage to these oppositions as well. Maybe it was worth it in the end, and it pressured a lot of teams.
Yeah, definitely. He probably went down or to pick up some elims or to do damage to players left. So I'm sure Rice is happy with what he did on behalf of the duo. So and then Rice could clutch up at the end and win the game.
Definitely, guys. We're going to be back with statistics and the leaderboard regarding who has taken that top 5 position and then also as well as the top 10. But don't you guys go anywhere. And remember, guys, let's get that like button up. I want to see you guys leaving and smashing that like button. If you guys are new to the stream or to Punishes, make sure to subscribe, hit that post notifications as well as gone out to social media. Talk about the event. Talk about what you guys witnessed. A Ricey clutch 1v2 situation. Managing to utilize that chug cannon. Rejects was in the same position with the chug cannon, but unfortunately he had to use his heals just before shortly. So when it comes down to a heal off, Ricey was the smart one and he managed to grab that game number 1. What does that mean for the team? Will they be able to stay consistent? You do remember me in game 1 mentioning that they win games, but the consistency doesn't get them that victory royale overall. But we'll have to wait and see whether or not they're able to do so with a little bit of a short break, guys. G'day, guys, and welcome back to the Punishers Aoc EzDuo Cup. It is the semifinals 2. And if you guys haven't heard, I am also still with Ruan. Ruan, how was that game for you, man? Game number 2,
Y-
hectic, hectic.
Yeah. It was good. We saw the high play from Rice and them. They got the victory royale, and I mean I'm sure they're happy. It's pushed them up the leaderboard a bit. I'm sure they're happy with the position they are in, and it's only going to get better going into game 3.
I mean, I'm not too sure if it'll get better going into game 3, but
You
we'll
you
have
don't
to
know.
wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Consistency in Fortnite is just the most hardest thing. And again, there's the prize pool, guys. Off the top 3, they will be walking away with a total of 1,500 rand. Shared first place, taking 850. Second 500, third 150, and then the leaderboard of the game number 2 is exactly like this, guys. Oh my god. So first place being Rejects and Woke with 111. They've stolen this tournament. Nobody's gonna pass them. It is set in stone. Rejects and Woke won the semifinals too, unless by some miracle Escom says load shedding to his house alone, you know. But Kretz, whose spot is in 75 place, Tollets and Les is in 56. Lurker and Muluson is in 4th. Rice and E-Take is in 5th. A huge game for them, grabbing 49 points. Just look at him winning this game, and then look at Rejects 1 point behind,
Second
coming
place.
second place. Like, just how much more eliminations. So that's 34 with. So they got about like 6 kills. Yeah, 6 kills.
Yeah,
No,
they did.
more. They got about, I don't even know how much kills they got, but they got plenty kills. And then you got in 6 is Zoro and Tem, some consistency across the board. In 7 is Spooky and Dervs. In 8 is Tyler and Trilix. In ninth is Bojo and Noted. So I thought they were dead, but it doesn't look like that was the case. We just need to get their POV from them. So Gingy and 7 with 44 points. Unfortunately, only getting 1 point kill in that one over there. So it does look like the games have started. Let's go jump on board with Neymar and Travis, because they've been not having a good tournament and being contested. So we're gonna have to see exactly what that's gonna look like over there.
Yes, indeed. We'll see. We'll see if they contested or not
Yeah,
in this next game.
yeah. So
Okay.
now you can see jumping into the board over here, they're going into Catty Corner. And that's going to be an interesting drop spot for them. We did see in March Madness, in March with the Punisher event, you know, this was their drop spot and they did extremely well in that. I think they came first place, if I'm not mistaken, in the Punisher's March Madness. There's a contest happening. It is 2 separate teams going catty, so this is pretty much scuffed situation for Neymar and Travis. We're gonna stay on board with them, see how they can clutch this one. It's a low drop from Neymar to get into a AR, and he's already got the gun right now. Does look like he's gonna line up some shots. Will he get this? That player is literally one shot. Unfortunately, able to run. Nice. B-Boy gets eliminated, and the team gets a team wipe. And there's Neymar with the kill point. B-Boy, I saw on social media, tweeted out that we killed Neymar and Travis Offspawn game 1, but it does look like it's 2-1 now at this rate.
Yeah, it looks like they do have an upper hand on them. They've found out the strat to them, like getting eliminated in game 1, and now they're just exploiting wherever they land and making sure they get those elims off spawn.
It's oh my god, he's got some good loadout over there. It is gonna be a 200 HP. Take the fight. Travis is on 150 already. They got their healing vending machine, so Travis can buy more heals if he wants to. They got shotguns, they got red peppers, they got literally everything to take the off-spawn fight. And it doesn't look, well, maybe it's just getting some more mats over here, but I think they will need to take the uh, further on fights, because there was 2 different teams over here.
Yeah,
Just
definitely. I mean, they're just getting that mats up. You need mats, shield, ammo. You need everything you want, or you want to have when you take a fight. Is your perfect ideal loadout.
And I like the strategy we see now with Neymar and them. Usually people just go in for the WK and 50-50 it, but they're farming up, making sure that they're well. And there's a snipe from the opposition, but Travis now from behind to put on the pressure, holding his builds. And there's why you need a lot more match. Just look at how his wood disintegrated. He's down to 0 wood. He has some brick, but the team's now put on pressure. They can move back and farm up at least over here. And it's, again, patience, not going into that fight head on without any mats. So they're gonna farm up a little bit more. Travis is able to put pressure while Neymar is getting into a good material count. Walking
Yeah,
back, does look like there's more players pushing from weather station maybe into this POV. So they switched their focus from the other team to this one now.
I think they know the other team is like a bit less like risky to take because they might have not gotten shield or anything. So yeah, they're taking this fight, trying to get these elims.
Ooh! Nostalgic Gareth gets eliminated. Neymar with an absolute beam. He's gonna get that finish as well. And I think at this stage, this is a GG's to the oppositions because they're gonna get team wiped off the bat. For Gareth, not a happy moment.
Yeah, Neymar just keeping pressure on the play. Yeah.
They get that elimination. They need to get the mats as quick as possible because there's still that team over here. And, oh, just look at that loadout now for the team. It's a blue pump for Neymar. And that off-spawn action, this is what will win them a game. I'm telling you, the way they're moving and playing around right now, they're playing like they will win the game. I want to put some money on it. $1, bro. They win this game. $1, they win
$1.
this game.
There's other players on the map as well, so we'll see who they run into. And I
We'll
don't,
have to
and if
see.
and if they do, I mean, I'll give you your $1.
There we go, guys.
They win the
$1
game.
on Neymar and Travis to win that game. If they don't, it's a honest GG's for
And I get $1, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
So for Psycho and Gloves, does look like they man the off spawn over here, and they will be able to be uncontested this time around. I do think that's the position we're looking at over there. So
Yeah.
crazy how much these containers have like ammo boxes and so forth.
Yeah, there's a lot of ammo boxes around the area, and like that's a nice thing about a drop spot like Dirty. It's got a lot of ammo. It's got a lot of shield. It looks like they're getting every time they're getting like they do go leave the drop spot and they come back. They do get what they need. So it gives them the loadout they want and they need. So I think it's a drop it's a reason they've been landing here for so long.
Definitely is a reason, but we're gonna go over now to um Aoc's POV to see what's happening with right now. And he can see 66 players remaining. The game semifinals to definitely paying off. Just a little bit of a taste of what you can expect for finals. And finals this Sunday at 4:30 p.m. guys, so make sure you guys are ready for what's about to go down. Remember guys, if you guys want to build the hype and make Punishers and AOC happy so that they can continue coming back with more tournaments like they have for the past couple of months with Punishers, retweet, share the stream, hit that subscribe button, blow this up, use hashtag Punishers AOC. It'll make the sponsors happy and so forth. So literally would thank you so much if you guys could do that. But for Aoc and them, it does look like their POV is a bit good. So we'll go over to Jessels and Twixie as they also compete in the tournament. And yeah, let's see what will happen over here, man. It's still pretty much early off and everyone's farming up, but Tyler gets an elim on reversing the kill feed. Fish gets eliminated. Fish playing with Stale, yes.
Yeah, a duo we were talking about earlier. I mean,
Yeah, and I know you did say that they at that pop off, they have that chemistry. They've been playing for a while, but Season 7, Season 6, we just haven't seen anything from them. We didn't see them in FNCS Season 6. We didn't see, them popping off in the Trio season. I think the only tournament they did win was the Bombker Lockdown Cup or something like that.
They no. I think Switch did win. I think it was the Yellow Cup last year when we
Last year,
hosted that.
yeah,
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 he won that with Pop Cool, and yeah, they did very good in that. So
yeah,
yeah, it's been a you'd say dry spell for him. So or for the duo, trio, whatever. But I'm sure they can pick it up going into finals, and I'm sure we'll see them play somewhere on the leaderboard.
yeah. It takes some rarely like esports is no joke. You need to put in the time. You need to plan your rotations and so forth for going forth and so forth. But Prospect and Smiley, we haven't been looking at any of these guys. Let's go see what's happening with all these players right now. Prospect and Smiley just walking out of Slurpee right there. And I saw a team going Slurpee. Who was it again? They were in top 10 last time around. Am I tripping? Yeah, definitely
I
tripping.
think I think you're thinking about yesterday's games. I think it was Cod going to Slurpee
Oh,
yesterday. Yeah, I
yes,
think
that
we
was
were
their
watching
team name,
Cod.
eh? That
We
was
were
their
watching
team.
Cod yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah,
we were watching
okay, cool.
Cod. So yeah, that's a duo that goes to Slurpee. Looks like they will be contested by Prospect and
Smiley.
Smiley. Yeah,
Yeah,
these the names make it weird.
Master Shifu.
I was just stupid.
But yeah, no, it's interesting to see what can go down. Obviously, my hands, Pod and Davs have more experience. They've been playing competitive for a while. They've been doing extremely well as well this year. A lot of people switched up this year, and it's it's not. You can't go into a tournament, whether it's duo and trios. You can't go into a tournament and put money on who would win. It's physically impossible.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many possibilities of players or teams winning that yeah, you can't just go into a tournament putting money on anyone.
Yeah, exactly. And you can name players that will be in your top five, and maybe three out of the five players do manage to do that, but it's not easy to say out of these top five players, they will be winning the physically
Yeah.
possible. And over here, we are seeing POV of a POV. That's the correct POV. And we're going to be looking at this team right now fighting at the edge of zone. It's gonna be Matt Owen and his duo taking up the fight. It's Norton and Matt Owen in this position where they will be taking a fight. It does look like it's Lucid who's gonna get a huge pump on him, and unfortunately won't be able to get out of that situation. Is Lemonade who's left alone. Got to clutch up, and there you go. They get eliminated. Lucid with a huge dub in their books for an off-spawn kill. And we'll be going over now to Perv and Shahil to see what's happening over there. But sad things to see.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna get into those fights and you gotta know how to take those fights in a way where you know you can walk away with like not getting elimed or not opponent not going down, but or like your teammate not going down, not opponent. Apologies. So yeah, you gotta know how to take fights mid game because it does happen where you run into that one or two teams that might just know how to take a fight better than you.
Definitely, definitely. A double edit on him was unfortunate, but gotta be aware of the. Let's go over to AG Noted and Bojo, where they had a really consistent games so far on the board, and you can see they are in the top 10 situation, number 9th right now, though. They need to work up on a few couple of things. And actually, Bojo is knocked over here, so we won't watch their POV for too long. Talk about the team, though, that has stolen the semifinals to is Rejects and Woke right now, which is been absolute crazy. I mean, 110 points and we're not even done with game 3. If they stay consistent with the rest of the games, they could possibly just end the tournament on game number 4. No bait.
I mean, it's possible, but like like you say, if something does happen where they get 0 points, yeah, it could swing in favor of the other teams.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Prize pool at this point hasn't been confirmed if they will walk away with that, but to qualify 100%, but it's always good to get that extra buck and bragging rights. I mean, everyone wants to say earnings check, and like winning the semifinals means you can just do that. And oh my god, what are we watching? So much tags coming from
Yeah,
rejects, and he's
it does.
being
It does also give them that confidence going into the finals of, okay, we
definitely,
won the semis,
definitely.
we can win the finals. So
But it's
it,
not a representation of how you would play in final.
yeah, definitely. If they play the same way, they keep up the consistency, they don't get into unnecessary fights. I mean, you never know what happens.
Definitely. Oh, have to wait and see. But good rotations and quiet rotations make a way around the map, and in on the other end you got B and could possibly be Bean and them taking those shots from rejects. Look at the direction they maybe
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
does look
definitely. It
like it,
could
eh?
be them.
You can see
It could be
Beans
them.
tagged up quite a bit, 169. So it could have been a cheeky little rejects focusing this team right now. But yeah, 1 kill point for them, sitting on 2 points already for game number 3. Guys, we still got game 4 and game 5. So get hyper, boom, 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 because it's just gonna be entertaining to see who will be winning the tournament at the end.
51 players still alive. I mean, it's still decently stacked, and players are not going down. It's they still in the game. They still want to win every single game they play. So yeah, we'll see what happens from here. And yeah, it looks like Bean and them are just making their way to center third, your ideal position of in the zone. Because like if you make sure you do get that center third, you guaranteed fourth zone.
Yeah,
So as close to center third as possible. And if you can't, just make sure you try and get where you can into a position where you might get that zone.
definitely, definitely. Talk about Travis and Neymar. Let's go see what their positions look like. I mean, maybe they got a lot more elims as well. Let's see. So still sitting on 4 elims as it stands right now. They got that scar. Neymar with 5 red peppers and a launch pad. So they pretty much sorted on rotation. And they're sitting in a good position right now. I think they will maybe need to move in a block or 2 inwards. They should be fine. 46 players remaining right now. 28 seconds on that zone before it shrinks in completely into the 4th zone. And yeah, players sort of finding themselves being dusted out back into the lobby, and just unfortunate. But for the teams, the only hope and dream is to try and make it into finals, where the big prize pool, guys, will be happening. It's that 18,000 rand, and I repeat, 18,000 rand going into finals prize pool, and it's the top 5 teams that will be walking away with a juicy split. The split will be shown during the live stream on Sunday at 4:30, guys. Make sure you guys are subscribing, turning on post notifications, leaving a like, because it's gonna go down, honestly.
Yeah, it is gonna go down. We're gonna see the best duos fight it out for that prize pool, and it's gonna be very good. We saw Storm Surge already in the semifinals, so I don't even want to know what's gonna happen in that finals.
And
Everyone wants their share in that prize pool, and I'm sure it's gonna be worth it at the end of the day.
for duos, it's very, very different from semis. I mean, from trios. We all seem like, I mean, obviously, the more teams there are, like the more team members there are, the more harder it is to take on fights, because Battle Royale, you can't really take up a fight for that long, especially when it comes into building. Like, that's why Fortnite actually, I think, solely introduced Home Surge, because a fight can go on for a very long time. And
Yeah,
and if you're not getting any elims, so if you choose not to fight, then you're gonna find that there's still gonna be 80 somewhat players in the end games. Now finding himself rotating, and hopefully we won't see them get beamed out the sky. Look at that massive rotation that someone has built. I mean, why don't just use swim? They need to look at their strats, man. They got
I
one
mean,
of
I think the reason they use the launchpad is not to like
no,
risk
no,
it.
no, not
I would
this
say.
team, but the other team that
No,
built a long ass tunnel. Look at that.
yeah, they pulled. I think they had some spare mats. I would.
Hopefully they
That's
did
the
because
only reason I would think someone would do something like
yeah.
that. Having extra mats, picking up a elim and using that mats to like just get ahead and into the next zone.
Now the question is, did Noted manage to revive Bojo? Let's go and see what that
I
case looks
don't
like.
think so. I didn't. I
Oh
don't think he
yeah.
got that reboot code. Oh, he
Oh,
did
but
get the reboot
there
code.
is a Rupert fan in Koro.
What's the odds of him getting a reboot in Coral?
Let's see whether or not he'll be able to do so.
If he has to rotate, I mean, he might as well try.
Yeah. But
So
for
let's see
Noted
what
to
his
stay alive into this position, he doesn't have that much mats as well. The zone isn't really on him on the Reboot van. Maybe he pushes into the zone when everyone rotates into 50-50. Maybe that's the strat. But for now, Noted is left alone, has a solo, and he's gonna get pumped. Got a huge pump in his back pocket, so if he wants, he can utilize that.
He's also got that inflatable, so if he does need to rotate,
Oof.
he can.
Taking up the damage over here.
Playing the angle very nice. Oh, and he
Oh.
does get elim.
Jessel's managing to pick up that kill. Actually, I don't think... Yeah, it is Jessel's, actually. And unfortunately, he's going to get eliminated. Let's go over to Ginger, where he has had a tough game, number 2. But he's here left alone, has a solo, has his teammate gets eliminated. Let's see what that means for them going forth. Ginger on the outskirts. He has a couple mats on hand right now. He's got that deagle shot lined up. Unfortunately, not able to connect that. And gonna see him just set up above the player the shot at. And there's another player who's gonna situate above him. So unfortunately, he won't be in the height over there. But let's see what Gloves and Psycho is doing. No pressure on Ginger because I mean he's a solo and don't want to put any of that pressure over there. But for Gloves and Psycho, they've been showing some promising gameplay. Just haven't popped off just yet. I mean, they're not even in the top 10 just yet. They are 11th, however, and they are trying to get into this position to get some elims right now. Top 17 teams remaining right now. 29 players to make that rotation. Has a first moving. Okay, on board with a Psycho and Gloves POV for this game. Let's go see how our Victory Royale winners for game number 2 is doing before we stick on board with anyone on the moving rotations. They are still in this one. They have 0 eliminations, however, but they're able to make this rotation successfully right now. It's Ricey and E-Tech staying ahead of zone. I think for first moving, let's just watch how this team can do. Last time around, we saw them in the heighted positions. This time around, we're finding them on the low ground, second layer as well. So let's see. 28 players remain.
Yeah, we are on the POV. They won that second game, and we'll see what they do in this third game, end game.
Yeah, it's all about that consistency, and it's a huge, nice pump from Ricey. Able to focus up over there, and unfortunately not tag up right now. And there we go. We've seen some players getting knocked right there, and that's actually another team taking those knock plays. And we see a couple players, and that's a massive refresh waiting for Rice. He's now has 500 wood, 500 metal, and 196 brick. That's a huge GG's, all honesty, for them. 21 players remain. We'll go over to Gloves and Psycho just to peek at them before we go over to the money of the evening. That $1 that I want from
We'll see what happens. I mean,
Ooh, Psycho
here we
will
go.
get knocked right now, and Gloves also getting into the position quite late with only 4 more builds remaining. 3 builds right now. 2 builds. There's some refresh mats over there, but it doesn't see it. He can't tank any storm as it stands because he's quite low. But he's going to get double pumped, double tacked, and he's going to get eliminated. So we go on board with Travis Neymar to see exactly where they're situated and can they win this game. Does look like Travis is extremely low, however. So let's see, though. Neymar trying to line up a massive shot, and there's a player right there. Travis is going to get knocked, and there goes my $1. Unless Neymar somehow clutches this game for
I
him.
mean, he's known for clutching. He's known for clutching.
He is definitely, and
So we'll see what he does.
got that hug cannon as well to sort of maybe go in even into a kill of. He has no mats though. There's a player right behind him. Oh, did he just get that kill? He does get another kill. Doesn't have any mats, and there goes my money. But GG's to him picking up 1 kill. Let's go see whether or not we can find a POV that's in the end game. And I'll be surprised if Rejects is alive. Unfortunately, he isn't. So it's Punisher. It's Ricey actually in this one. And let's go over to his POV quickly. As Ricey is able to clutch up game number 3 again for the team. Right now, he's left alone as a solo. He jumps into a player's box. He's going to get himself eliminated. And it does look like State is in this one. State obviously trying his level best to get some elims and so forth. If we have a POV on State, doesn't look like we do, fortunately, guys. And yeah, that's just going to be game number 3. We're going to have to see who had won that one over there. But Neymar and Travis getting into that position. Allah's a dollar, man.
Yeah,
But
they did good. They're coming back in the tourney. They obviously that first game scuffed them, but it looks like they're back in it again, and they wanna make sure they get in the top 5.
definitely, I mean, it is 3 games needed in order to win, but you need pop-offs for those 3 games. And for that game number 3, I don't see it being that juicy. But Ricey, seeing that they placed 3rd in that game over there, that's massive, honestly. And let's see what it means, though, going into game 4 for them. Will they be able to be in more winning position? We'll just have to wait and find out. But really, really, really close between these teams. And for Gloves and Psycho, unfortunately, finding himself in a tough position. Maybe he could have stayed in zone second longer or whatever, just to not find himself in that position. But Gloves and them still somehow staying consistent. They are going to find themselves 7th place right now. And we'll look at the official leaderboards after the little break we're about to get in. But game number 3 for you, Ron.
Yeah, it was a good game. We saw some big elims coming in, players clutching like they usually do, and yeah, it was a good game, and we'll see what we can find out after the break from the leaderboard. Who's in that top 5 position, and who's close enough to take home that win.
Yeah, that win, that prize pool. And talking about prize pool, if you guys don't know, the semi-finals has a total of 1,500 Rand itself. First place being 850, second place being 500, third being 150. So literally, this is just a little bit of a good incentive for these semis and qualifiers. We did see qualifiers, each qualifier having 1,000 Rand prize pool, and now in semis having 1,500 Rand prize pool for each semis. And then in the finals will be where the juice is, where you don't want to scuff up any game, where you want to play your heart and mind and soul, literally, for that 18,000 Rand total prize pool split between 5 top teams. We're gonna have to wait and see what finals brings us, but off of these semis, it's already showing that these are gonna be extremely juicy going forward. Guys, we're gonna be going into a little bit of a short break. See you guys soon. And now, guys, we are back for game number 4, and I can tell you guys that it's not getting easier for the players, and some players are clutching up, getting closer to that top 5 mark, top 10 mark, and we just have to see right now where these players are lying and so forth. So already with DG, X Bravado, Rejects, and Woke, they've sort of stole this already. They keep being consistent, continue showing that consistency amazing from the players over there. In second place is actually Lurker and Mullason. They're doing really decent right there as well for themselves. And Ricey and E-Tech from literally outside the top 10, making it all the way into top 3 in literally 2 single games.
Yeah, I mean it's about consistency. Now they just need to keep up playing the way they do, and yeah, and they should be finding himself. Keep if they just keep on aiming for that top 3 every game, they should be placing in that top 3 at the end of the tourney.
Definitely. Spot as well, staying consistent. It's a 2 point difference over there, so not that dramatic. Spooky and Dibs as well. Fifth place, Tollis and Less in sixth. Lucid and State in seventh, having to win that game. Massive GGs to them. Cyclone Gloves with 18 points that game, unfortunately dying on moving zone. Ginger in 7 and 9. Zora and Tem in 10th. There's Neymar sort of working his way with a really good game, number 3. So we're gonna have to see exactly what will be the plays going into the next game. We're gonna go on board obviously with with Neymar and Travis to see whether or not they will be contested yet again that aspect. So let's see exactly what that will be looking like for game number 4.
Yeah, they did get contested game 1 and game 2, and we saw Boy contesting him, and yeah, he's made a statement about him killing Travis and Neymar off spawn. So we'll see what happens in game 4.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, if they manage to do it and kill them.
Yeah, just a reminder to everyone. Yeah, the tournament is sponsored by AOC South, and yeah, massive thank you to them for bringing or hopping aboard with the Punishers to host this amazing Duos Cup, which I mean, it's for total prize pool, complete all in all from quals to finals. 25,000 rand. That's a lot of money. I'm
It
sure we
is.
can we can buy a few. I don't know, like
Lots is at a beast of a piece. Real,
I mean
three good
upgrades.
monitors.
I mean, yeah, monitors. And if you do decide, I mean, why not check out AOC's monitors? They are some of the best monitors you can get on the market. If you haven't seen the ads yet, then I don't know.
Yeah,
Like, I look at those and I get goosebumps every time.
it's
So
really it just indicates what type of brand they're working with, or what type of brand they are, is what I mean actually. It
yeah,
comes down to the quality of their ads and stuff.
as we can see, it looks like they might be contested, but they did land a different side of the like POI. It looks like
Purpose is
as
very much separated though. I don't
yeah,
think it's
as I'm looking at it, it might look like they unconned, yeah, I think. But
yo.
you never know. Team might be sneaky, landing edge, king them. So we'll see what happens.
Let's see. Go over to Bad Luke and Dare, where we haven't really seen them in qualifier or the semifinals too. Let's see how they do come around. They landing at the Orchard mini base, which is a really good drop spot to go. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, these mini bases have been put all over the map. We saw yesterday Aviva and them landing at a different one.
Yeah,
Like they switch up their drop, but they know their technique is to land at these military bases. I mean, you guarantee the launch pad, like just to get away from opponents. You have those henchman chests where you have a guaranteed shield or
yeah,
heals. For example, you can get minis, you can get big pods, you can get med kits, but you also have that that possibility of getting those purple pumps, which everyone desires in this game.
yeah, definitely. Have
As
to
we can
wait
see,
and see for how this game plays out though. Players are
yeah,
very
yeah,
much
yeah.
close to each other.
And I mean, we still have the same amount of players we had since game one.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's been consistently like the amount of players in the game. It's been good. Like players are playing out. They all wanna grab that win. So they're trying their best just to stay in the competition and yeah, see what they can do in this next game.
Yeah, let's see, let's see. But Matt, Luke, and Death, let's see what. So they look like they have like Orchard and mini base them stuff in this. No, it doesn't actually. They are contested at Orchard over here, and they flying in to Orchard drop spot. It does look like they're gonna go in with aggression as well. You can see like he's building, not building. He's getting into this position. That's a beam. He's lost almost a 60 HP just doing that. And now Dan and Matt Luca going into this fight, one-on-one against the oppositions who've managed to utilize his builds. And there's a player who's absolutely going bonkers on Matt Luca. It was almost a piece control play for him, but unfortunately he missed his pump. A nice 72 from Matt Luca over there. And Matt Luca, honestly, knowing how to control his movement around his enemies. Oh, pump off the pump. Both players played just the same amount of damage right there, and that's a 15 white onto Matt Luca. Matt Luca composed, calm, and needs to heal up right now.
Yeah, definitely. He's using this medkit at the right time. If he takes one extra second, it could have ended very badly.
But for the team they're going up against, they look pretty solid in terms of mechanics. But Matt Luca got really lucky as well, because the player did miss his pump on Matt Luca. Matt's also running thin here, so they need to be careful on how they build now. Also ammo, he's got 2 clips left in his AR, so this is sort of scuffing not only the oppositions but themselves as well. So even if they walk out of this one, a third party, if a third party comes into the situation, just won't look good.
Yeah, definitely. They need to be careful from Corny Complex. They might get shot from Corny Complex. So taking this fight, they just got to be aware. And he does get hit for 47.
Yeah, there
So
as
he's gonna
well
pop that.
has been broken. He decides to pause up a little bit to try focus up on the enemy right now.
I would personally use this inflatable to maybe disengage from this fight
Yeah, they
because
both
they
also
are
have.
running it. Yeah, so me
Oh,
personally
nice.
use that inflatable
Nice.
because it does get enough. He needs to play for that finish.
Does look like they can get the revive here as well. It does look like they're reviving right now. Oh, he doesn't heal.
Oh, he didn't pop the med kit. Does he do a oh, and it goes down.
Jeez, there and then for grabbing that one. Does look like it was signed fleet, Ots fleet.
Yeah, it was Orc and Flea, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why we could see those mechanics, creative players on coming into the competitive scene that will dominate like that. So Reject saying, "Whoa, guys, here to dominate platform for you." Let's see exactly what happens over there.
Yeah, we do have rejects and work, yeah. They in a comfortable lead in first with a total of 147 points. I mean, you can only think on how they got those points out of consistency, kills, making sure they get to that end game, getting those elims mid game. So it's been a very good day for them. It's also been like very consistent. I mean, they won that first game, and since then they only kept it kept the drive and like determination to win today. So looks like Woke is back because they did have a temporary fall for one game. So Woke is back, and I think they ready to take the win today and do the best they can. And like we were talking, there's this new strat. If someone in chat, if people in chat don't know yet, there's a strat in the game where you can actually use these Ferraris to fly across the map. So it's a pretty cool thing added by Fortnite, but we'll see if Rejects and Work do use this, but I don't think they are because I think they're just refilling and yeah, they're just gonna drive around the map looking for players. Like you can see, they looks like they're sneaking up to opponent because they feel like okay, we can maybe take this fight. So yeah, looks like the opponents maybe did spot him or maybe so he does get snapped at. So it looks like they are gonna take this fight or not because they feel like okay, there's a third party possibility, so they're just staying out of it. So going back to the Ferrari, and they're just gonna play out their game the way they should. Just a reminder to everyone in chat, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you haven't yet. Turn on those notifications because on Sunday at 4:30 we will be live with the finals of the Punishers AOC EzDuo Cup, and I mean, what more to what more motivation to come watch because I mean it's going to be the best 50 duos in South Africa or Southern Sahara Africa competing for 18,000 rand in prize pool, which it's one of the biggest prize pools this year for Fortnite South Africa. So get ready, grab your popcorn, set your timers, set your dates, make sure you got that alarm on, and yeah, be ready for that.
Definitely, definitely. Let's go over now to just clubs and cycles looking up with the team there. If they managed to make those. It looks like they building themselves some cover to avoid being sniped right now. And there's a snipe back in front. Gonna get in the vehicle.
Yeah, just trying to get to end game. I mean, they are in the top 10 position, so what they just want to get as far as away from any fights, just to make sure they secure that.
Yeah, that looks like he got a nice snipe on the play over there. Now going to get straight into a double key, it looks like.
Yeah, you like we can see clubs and Psycho showing.
Psycho's really low right now.
Yeah, you need to pop those heals. They've got that launch pad to disengage from the situation, but I think they've already committed to the fight and they're gonna take it out till the end.
Yeah, they at this point they need to, because they've utilized a lot of mats, a lot of consumables, just taking this fight as it stands right now. So it's a really good idea to continue taking and going into it. The question is, will they come out victorious? Is what we want to find out. At least they're finding themselves closer to each other. Surprisingly, haven't found an elimination just yet. Would have expected for Gloves and them to work their fights quickly.
Yeah, I mean, this like all these duos are good duos they're coming against.
Exactly.
So they made it past the qualifiers and into the semis, so they are good enough to take a fight against anyone. So we'll see how this plays. I think they're gonna disengage from this fight. Maybe get back up to get their mats up again and play for that end game so they can secure that top 10 or top 5 position they really want.
Staying together, those mat counts though now out of wood completely. I have to just see what happens though with the team. Ooh. That launch pad to make the rotation out of here. Do you think that was the play?
I would no. I wouldn't personally. Maybe they got a snap on someone, but I wouldn't because they were center zone. They were in the ideal position. So maybe they knew that there was a threat nearby and they were gonna get keyed. So they just got away.
Oh. Now needing to bed up, and you know they're using everything possible right now, and it's putting them in a tough position. So they should have just, like you say, stuck where they were and just wait for the next zones. And but they still have another launch pad in the back pocket, so that's good. But they want this elimination very bad over here.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit low on mats, as we can see from club's point of view. We can see that they need the mats. That's the main thing to play in game, and that's why they're probably playing as aggressive as they can.
Nice 55 pump. Gets down all the way to 54 HP.
still 44 players left in the game. It's incredible how stacked it stays. It's
Hmm. I mean, and we're not having
players take
100
fight.
players queued up.
Yeah, players are taking this fight very aggressive because looks like one of them are gonna like have to go down here because it looks like both teams have the goal of winning this fight.
Oof. Can even maybe expand out, go onto the wall, and then take the fight from that angle because the walls are theirs. Nice one pump. It's Potash who's gonna find himself against Glubs and Psycho right now. But the question is, will they clutch? Unfortunately, they're not able to. The oppositions will find themselves getting eliminated, and that's gonna be a long fight and lots of mats. Look at after everything, just look at what he's left with, and honestly, left with nothing. So not worth in the end. They could have maybe handled that situation better and taken their own single box, whatever the case may be. But Bean and Vibes, let's stick on board with them as they are sitting now on 2 eliminations.
Yeah, definitely. They're in a more comfortable position where they have that 2 launch pads. They have got a very good loadout. They they got good math, so they're in a comfortable position to do good in this game. And yeah, now they just need to play for that 5th zone and make sure they get that half and half. If they don't, use the launch pad, get into a position where they can play the rest of the end game, and yeah, that should be they should be set for the rest of the day or the rest of the game.
Definitely. Now down to 41 players. The zone closing literally at this very moment with 1 minute left on the time right there. Let's see exactly what can go into play though. Ooh. Is that a knock or did he get that Elam?
Full Elam. He gets a full Elam on Watched Assassin, so I would assume that's Assassin.
Jeez, well done to Bean. Now 64. There's another absolute Bean coming into effect. Bean now left alone. Do they get that knock is the question. It doesn't look like it was them. But that team absolute pressured, using all their mats to devour the thing. And there's a couple focus coming on them. Let's see what happens though. Going over to Neymar Travis. They need some clutch plays if they sort of getting to the top 5 position. So game 4 and 5 left at this hand, and you can see it's them who's managed to grab that elimination where Bean and the team were focusing on. But any predictions for today with the next games?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say anything too quick because it is looking good for Travis and them. They should. It looks like they're determined to get at least one of the victory royales today in today's games. But we'll see what they do with this zone because it looks like they did get a max pull, and maybe they're just gonna pop some of those chili peppers and yeah, like they say, run for it.
It would be nice to see that come into play for the team right now. I mean, they haven't really had their time just yet, and we're gonna have to wait and see until everything sort of unfolds for us. But they need a max zone rotation for them. They do have peppers if they need, and it does look like they may be W keen a player right now. Oh, that's a launch pad for them, so even better. But will they survive this launch pad? The question. They use it, they go, they rotate, and they will be able to be safe sound right now. They're getting to pretty much hot area, and luckily for them, they're not going to be focused on from the opposition. So GG.
Yeah, they did that rotation very smoothly. Waited for the opponent to use a launch pad, and yeah, just used it. Same rotation. It's like a team like I hear a lot of people calling duos like squads because you just gotta follow the same duos route and you'll be fine.
Yeah,
In solos the same thing in solos. Solos is a kind of team game mode because you just have to, like the one rule I know is just follow another player's rotate. If it worked for him, it should work for you. So
Yeah,
they just did the same thing there, following the player's rotate, and it worked for them.
definitely did. And now we are in the position where Take Your Soul and Reverse Zete are ahead of zone. They have the kills in the back pocket. That's going to be some real good points for them. Hoping that they qualify into the finals based off these two games. I think really overall they've been doing really well generally. But just look at that mat count that they have right now. Oh, and he's going to get stuck by telephone. Where's Zete making the rotation?
He didn't have the right amount of mats, so I mean, he knew it was gonna happen sometime. So having reverse stay ahead of zone is a good thing.
Yeah, good thing. If they could have gone in for the revive, maybe run back and carry the player. Does look like it's a very much dead side rotation for the team over there. But Neymar and Travis on board right now. Let's see exactly what cooks up. They're trying to get this player up and eliminate it, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And to focus on that rotation that is yet to come for them. Mats are looking decent. Loadout is looking decent. They still have that red pepper at hand right now.
Yeah, indeed, and they're looking in a comfortable position where they can win this game as long as their mats stay good enough and they have enough mats for in game.
Yeah. It's a good rotation coming into play for the team. Having to make those plays is really good. It's crazy how it's hard to always stay as a duo, but you can see they make it work for themselves in a way. And for Gloves and Psycho, unfortunately, not having the best semi-finals as we would expect them to have this time around. I know they did win. Did they win the qualifier or did they do well in the qualifier?
I think they did extremely good in the qualifiers. So
Yeah.
let me just check. I'll have a peek for you. Don't worry. But
I
yeah,
lined up
they did
shots.
extremely well in one of the qualifiers.
Got that red pepper. He still also got a launch pad to make the rotation right there. But he's gonna get pumped trying to work his way around there. And unfortunately, that's just gonna be it. Let's go over to Ricey. Actually, Ricey finding himself in the lobby. We can go and watch where on Neymar and reject. Now let's go watch a reject end game because Bean sees rejects in them endgame. So go watch your Neymar endgame. Does look like he's gonna find himself as a solo yet again. Has Trappist is eliminated on moving zones. His mat count still looking decent. There's a player in his box. He misses the attack. He gets that clean up, but there's a player from behind who's gonna able to clean that, and that's Beanie and Hershey who's gonna win that one over there. So unfortunately to name on them, dying fifth yet again in this one, and the beams coming in from height right now. Genie's able to get some cover, but now down to 39 HP. Four players remain. We don't know exactly who those four players are, but it does look like he's gonna tab out, and we can maybe see reject. I do see a situation where actually eliminated. So yeah, unfortunately, won't be able to see that final game win yet again. But holy smokes, the rotations were a bit scuffed for a couple players. Gloves trying his level best to get out of that one, but he's just gonna find himself pinched on that rotation, and then Neymar as a solo is gonna get dropped in by two players. He could have maybe done something different there, but it's nothing you can do. Honestly, you will find yourself rotating into a scuff position where Genie and Hershey will drop on you.
Yeah, you gotta change your layers smoothly and comfortably. That's a way to go when it comes to endgame. You need to know where to be in what position. So yeah, them running into another duo on the same layer, it just happens. It happens all the time. So well done to them for securing that top 5 placement. And yeah, it's only good from you.
It's consistency that we are seeing from the team. I mean, it's not easy two games for them, but consistency across the board either way. And now we're finding a swift of change in terms of the leaderboard, but we'll talk more about that very soon, guys. And the top three players working and battling their way not only just to qualify, but for that juicy prize pool of 1,500 Rand. Guys, we have one more game left at hand, so I beg you, not go anywhere. Make sure to share the stream, subscribe, leave a like, and turn on post notifications. Guys, we'll see you in just a bit. Let's go, guys, for the final game over here. And things are switching up. Things have changed up quite a bit. We can see the leaderboard and talk about that until the games are starting over there. But our rejects and woke right now with some consistencies ending on 164 points in the end over there. So massive GG's to the consistency, but it's not over yet. Anything can happen. They can die of spawn, and maybe Lurker gets like a 60-point game. As we can see, those two massive games for him have worked out over there. So in third place is Boja and Noted. What a fantastic, beautiful game coming into play. For fourth, it's Spot with 97. In fifth, it's Ricey and E-Take, unfortunately, going to be dying of spawn over there. Right, Travis and Neymar in sixth with 90 points, making somewhat a comeback for them. And in seventh is Psycho and Clubs. In eighth is Tallest Less. In ninth is Yeah, which is Spooky and Divs. And in 10th is Zorro and Temperat. What do you have to say about this leaderboard? Talk us through it. Or what do you think is going to be happening?
I mean, we have rejects and work in first, so they're comfortably in the lead. I'm sure they're gonna just stick to playing this last game out. I mean, we saw it yesterday from Reapsy winning since like they were literally confirmed after game four. So looks like it's the same thing happening here today. And yeah, they're gonna take the win unless we see a massive pop off game from Lurker coming in.
Hmm.
So yeah, and then obviously Noted and Boja coming in to play now. So
Yeah,
they're playing consistently. They're picking it up as they go, and with the last game, they just need to commit to it. And yeah, if they get the win, they could be in the top two.
literally, and it's not going to be easy, but getting a new duo is always so tough. And see now where they positioned. Nice.
Yeah, definitely.
But we're coming to an end, guys, with the first ever Punishes AOC collaboration, and it's a massive opportunity, and that has been handed to the Fortnite community. 25,000 is very much huge. It's the biggest prize pool for 2021 yet for Fortnite South Africa, and we just have to wait until the scene sort of comes into a close up. And for the year, there's gonna be a couple changes there and there for Elite Pro Series, but I can guarantee you guys that we have massive announcements coming forth on events, etc. And August being one of them as well. But yeah, no, let's see what happens for Fortnite South Africa. It's been a growing scene, and I'm happy, that we are here today. Where compared to like 2 years ago, wasn't the same. 2 years ago was much more different. Yes, there was 10,000 rand prize pools, 15,000 rand prize pools, etc. But you had to pay to play in those tournaments. 200 rand, 250 rand entry fee. Today it's a different thing. Free entry tournaments for everyone, no entry fee, and that's where the com needed to be. And Punisher's been a heavy pillar in the community. If Punishers were to collapse today, the entire Fortnite South Africa would also collapse with it. I mean, I'm speaking facts there. They host what, like 95% of the tournaments.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's been a good. Fortnite Zeta has grown over time, so I wouldn't say collapse, but yeah, it does have a like. It's got a big. How can I say this? Big portion, like you say, 95% of the tournaments are hosted. So yeah,
Yeah, sponsored is the correct word there. Sponsored. But yeah, no. Let's see what happens with the last game over there, and we can actually go on board with a Riot C POV. Look like having some sort of off-spawn fights. Wait until players queue up over there. While they do so, let's go and chat to you guys. What do you guys have to say about this tournament? Are you guys enjoying it? Let's see some W's if you guys are enjoying the Punishes AOC Duo Cup semifinals too. Finals is this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. No,
4:30
4:30
p.m.
p.m. and that's gonna be an interesting thing to see. I mean, we can't see some pop-offs coming about, but Reapsy popped off with a fill. Will he do the same with Crispy? Crispy has been on the non-grind due to exams and so forth. Just gonna have to see what that means for him, whether he's able to clutch up with Reapsy again in the finals. It's just gonna have to be that. But for Reject and Woke, it's consistency. They're showing who they are. I mean, in the March Madness, I believe they came second and Neymar came first.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
Travis Neymar first, Rejects worked second, and it was Ginger and Crispy in third. That was the
yes.
top three for March Madness. Yeah.
So you are seeing literally a replica almost with Rejects and Woke with in terms of consistency from Travis and them. A tough game 1 and 2, but they can still bring it back in finals with these boost confidence that they have literally in game 3, 4, and
In the
5. Well, we don't know about game 5, but we have to see what will go into play for them. But Ricey and E-Tech will be jumping out of the battle bus pretty much soon. Let's see exactly what that's going to be looking like. And then for Tollis and Les, new trio over there. Tollis, honestly, finding himself more so with Les after, I think it was Warrior that brought them together.
Yeah, they did. They did. And then obviously what happened was Tolles broke his wrist, so he took a little break, and Les filled in for him in that trio, in the Warrior Stereo and Tolles trio. So the whole, it could say like the full became a duo, and I mean, it happens all the time. Like you see some of the best duos come together overnight.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, at this point, anything's possible with everyone. I mean, we can see in the leaderboard as well, Hershey Genie grabbing 36 points to now be top 12. Unexpected moments here. Ginger and Seven managing to qualify off that one over there. There's Pervin Shahil who's qualifying. Thalen Swish barely any points. Last game, however, grabbing 41 points, that pushing them all the way to 45 points. BBDX being lacking some consistency across their games, they're on 45 points as well. And then Ark and Hale in 40 with 44 points in 24th. Then Chili and Xylo in 25th with 42 points. So there's still so much that is going to be happening over there with 68 players queued. I can tell you 1 or 2 minutes more. We should be jumping into the game. But let's look at the schedule. Not the prize pool one more time. You won first place. What are you doing with your money, Ron?
Uh, uh,
Food.
Buy some food, bro. You know me.
Food. Guys, I tell you, this guy,
I
he
mean, no,
orders
no,
food
no, no,
almost
no,
every
no.
day.
Wait, I'll probably buy something for my dog since since I'm back
Yeah.
with my dog now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what. Probably treat my dog or something. Buy him a treat or something.
Yeah, and dog treats aren't that. But yeah, and then a second place being 500 Rand and third being 150. It's actually crazy that you come in a position of second or third, you miss out on quite a lot of it. I mean,
I mean,
it's
it's not that bad. It's at the end of the day, it's a prize pool in semis,
yeah,
something we've never had before.
exactly,
It's the
exactly.
first ever tourney where you can win money in qualifiers, semis, and then a massive prize pool in finals. I mean, it's the first of its kind, breaking boundaries all the time. So yeah,
Definitely, and that's the way of Fortnite South Africa is that it continues to break boundaries, and we've seen many times. I mean, it is the biggest community in South Africa, but it still needs some maturing and growing to happen in order to get to the level of Call of Duty in South Africa or FIFA in South Africa, etc., where it's seen nationally as a esports or recognized as a competitive game. I'm pretty sure it is, but you still got those, who turn a blind eye to Fortnite.
yeah, definitely it happens. But like you say, just the maturity of it going for almost 2 3 years now
Yeah,
just proves to a
absolutely.
point that it does have that competitive how can I say showmanship where you can compete against the best players and show
Yeah,
that you are
exactly.
the best at this specific game called Fortnite.
Yeah, it's crazy that in Fortnite South Africa we got like popular names as well, like Neymar, Rejects, Woke, Water Gaming, etc. Like, and they very much invested in the community and helping the community grow as well and so forth. And like I don't think you see a very much involved community the way we do with Fortnite.
Yeah, yeah, it's the most how can I say alive community in South African when it comes to gaming. I mean, we always see like something happening in it. It's always busy. It's never quiet, nothing happening. There's always something happening every single day. So yeah, like you say, it's the like most active community in South Africa when it comes to gaming. Yeah, I mean that's always one of the biggest things you can look at when it comes to gaming. How active like the whole presence is and how busy it is. So yeah, it's always a good thing.
Definitely is always a good thing. So it's a mini base drop for Ricey, and we've been seeing Ricey land here in trios and duos for the time being, and it's a split drop. But I don't think they will be able to get a split drop now with regards to what's happening over the last game. We do see them with only 4 points in game number 4. If they had been consistent, could have possibly walked away second or third, but they still have a good shot today at in this game right now to get into that top 3 position. Does look like they are uncontested right now, so that's really good.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's always good to have a POI or a drop where you know you're landing uncontested because you don't run the risk of fighting off spawn. You don't run the risk of dying of or getting eliminated off spawn. So yeah, it's a very very good thing to have a drop which you desire unconned.
A different drop spot for Bojo and noted.
Looks like they did switch up their drops, and looks like they're going to that center map, like we were speaking about it. It's got those henchman chests, it's got this mobility. What more do you want? And it's got, like I said, those henchman chests give you guaranteed shield. It gives you the possibility of getting high end rare loot.
Yeah,
So what more do you want?
exactly. Now having the ability to loot up, and the nice thing is about these bricks, they're very much heavy. There's that bowl of floatable. What did I say? Bowl of flute. Float a bowl.
Floatable.
Floatable. Floatable. Okay, let's go over now just to some of the other players like Mad Luke. Some action coming forward with them as well. And see what's happening over there. Does look like they up and they still at the alien base, so just have to see what we're going to play.
Looks like they did get a bounty on someone. It looks like someone who landed Craggy, and as of now, the only team I think who lands Craggy is Ginger.
Yeah.
So I think it could be them. So we'll see how this plays out. I don't know if they're gonna look for the team. It looks like they're all going back to these triple houses to see what is there, if someone did land here. But it looks like it's been uncontested.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, for the time being, they were W King Fortune, but going up against Arc,
Yeah, I think they realize, okay, maybe we need to just play this last game out a bit less, a bit more passive and less aggressive. So yeah, that's probably their play for this game.
does look like Jessels and them are fairly close to Bojo. And, yeah, Bojo noted.
Yeah, they were in the same vicinity like a couple of moments ago, and I think I'm pretty sure they've probably rotated out of here already.
Yeah,
So I don't think they need to worry too much about this. Looks like they do spot a duo in a car, but don't think they're gonna take the fight. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. Will he land in the car? That's a quick. No, he won't.
uh, does look like they're gonna get heavily tagged up though on the vehicle. couple mats over there. But Jessels and Twixie, let's see what they can do for their rotations. On we over now to Tilly and Xylo just to see what's happening over there. In fact, it's go over to Marty and Tashe.
Looks like he does spot a llama. I mean, those llamas are so good for mats, shield, like,
Yeah.
I mean, ammo. You basically have everything in one little llama. They do have peppers as well. I mean, that's for rotation endgame. If they can get the llama, they got good shield. I mean, looks like they did land Bony Burb. So if we do see them qualify today, I mean, Reepsy, you know they're gonna be there.
Yeah, and it's not gonna be easy. They get the llama, they box it up, and they get that. So it's a chug cannon, it's a big pot, and there we go. They're sitting on so much good loot as it stands right now, and let's see whether or not they can continue with this festive that they have right now. Martin and Potage are also really good mechanical players. I don't know if you know that, but they know how to build. Potage more so.
Yeah, I've heard about like them being more like mechanically gifted or like worked hard on the mechanics. But it looks like they've been doing good today as well. We saw them in second place at the time.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean like that's all they can do, because it looks like they know how to work their way around the game as well.
Getting to another vehicle right now to continue that rotation, which really is far from them.
We have 59 players still alive. That's a lot for fifth game. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. It's very stacked. People are playing for that win. People still want to get that victory royale and yeah, celebrate with a confident booster going into the finals. Because I mean, you win game 5, you feel confident. You go into the finals feeling confident. So it's all about confidence when you play Fortnite.
It is definitely. Talking about confidence, look how Noted jumps into the box head on with the pump. He manages to crack the player, but he's going to get tagged up 50 HP. A little side jump from him. He manages to hit White, and there's Bojo to clean it up to get that elimination. And now just look at that kill points that they're sitting on. 5 kills for this one. And as it stands, they are top 3. So they're working hard to get that second place prize pool. First place, no shot, but second, of course, they can do that. Amazing, amazing from them to absolutely clutch the kills already that they have done off sport. But let's go over to Travis and Neymar to see what is happening with them, and maybe even we get to see where they are located. So still very much isolated from everyone else. Neymar sitting at the back of the seat as if this was an Uber drive. They take some shots at the back right now. That's a drive-by happening with Neymar on them. The question is, will they jump into the player's box with the vehicle? And it does look like they're going to be doing that exactly. The top on height right now. Neymar getting involved quite heavily in the front end, while Travis beams from behind, and they're gonna go in for the double plays, but doesn't look like the fights are gonna be happening right now. Neymar takes a huge hit, and Neymar almost dead right now. He does get knocked, and it's left alone with Neymar, with Travis to clutch up, and Travis not connecting any of the shots over there.
Using those peppers for his to get that white HP up, and he does get hit.
Red Pepper is only giving you that 5 extra HP. Will get hit though, and he's gonna use those red peppers yet again. Now it's back to not a decent amount, but an average amount of HP.
He needs to wrap up this fight because there's a team waiting outside of zone as we saw earlier.
Yeah, and those third-party shots are just not gonna work it out. And that's Ricey and E-Take. Let's go over to Ricey and E-Take to see whether or not they'll get out of that position because they could be held in the storm.
Looks like they are in a very tough position. Ricey has no white health, and I mean it's a 2-tick, and that zone is taking chunks out of their health. So they need to get into the zone because if they carry on like this, they might not even make it out.
Definitely. Hoping for some minis or some white HP, but he gets minis in the end.
He's gonna have to pop that make it very quick because zone is about to close, and they did get. Ooh, they do get a launch pad.
Nice. Got a medkit as well. Oh, he needs to get into zone though because
They do.
no, you can't take the heal. It's a 2-ticker. Hello?
No, it's a 1-tick.
Oh,
it's a 1-tick.
ticker. Yeah.
Ooh.
But the snipe shot onto E-Take as well.
So there is a team looking at them at the moment.
Yeah.
Get up the spire, maybe use the spire as rotation. I would say.
Ooh, another snipe onto E-Take. Is that a snipe?
I think so. I think he did get sniped. Yeah.
Wow.
Took a lot of damage there.
Yeah. Another medkit at
Does
least.
get an
And they have a tough rotation. They can use the spy to sort of get into a good position to rotate.
Yeah, they also have. Looks like they're very panicky at the moment because
Literally.
they need to get out.
They get out of this one successfully. It does look like it'll be fine, but they move more
It's
right
cabbages.
side.
They should be able to get cabbages here in orchard. So I would mainly play for the cabbages and apples. I mean, fruits keep you alive in this game. Who would have said that like a couple of seasons ago?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been seeing some, what is it, Crazy? The heal team in FNCS or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did very good. Like they used the as much yields as they could. Fishes, anything they could use, they used.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a very good strat. Like there's so many things you can use in this game now to heal. It's actually kind of ridiculous how Fortnite has grown over the last year.
It has, and there's always new strategies formed and new ways to heal and win games and so forth. Constantly that
Ooh,
comes.
there's a Ferrari.
Yeah,
They don't grab the Ferrari. They just want to get into the next zone and make sure they save the sound.
they could have used this new rotation. Honestly, I think that would have been no strat. But like you say, you know, these teams do look panicky.
They just want to get
notice
into.
a launch pad.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just want to get into the zone and make sure they get into a comfortable position where when they do take fights, they have good health, they have good position, the good mats,
Yeah.
and then the rest will play off from there.
Well done to them though, working under severe pressure to get out of this position and continue getting on those placement points because it will mean they need to get like third or second right now to get into top 3 place. But on 7 eliminations, as Bojo noted, so they're not stopping, they're just dominating the entire lobby, game number 5, and getting as much eliminations as they can possibly. And you've got Neymar and Travis already eliminated, so and Rejects and Walk hopefully still in this one. but the other duos here are decent. But when it comes to Aggressor, Gojo, and Noted, I mean, let's be fair, nobody really has competition against us right now.
Yeah, Noted is a very mechanical, gifted player where he can take any fight and he can literally win any fight against anyone. So yeah, they are very aggressive when it comes to playing because I think they did realize they're gonna need some more kill points to catch up to second.
Yeah.
So because they're currently in third, they
At
need.
this point, with the 7 eliminations, they've already passed second because that's 14 kill points, and they were only about 9 points behind.
Yeah,
Ooh!
definitely. They need to pick up these elims.
Does look like
And
Bojo will be able to get that elim as well, and he's now gonna focus on other plays. Just crazy how Noted able to switch his attention that quickly, and they're going on to another kill. It seems like.
looks like Boja did hop into the car with him.
Oh, it doesn't look like they'll get that elim though, unfortunately. But Bojo trying to get the kills out of the
Trying
window.
to hit a ride.
Oh my
Tried
god.
to get it right there, and I mean, it didn't pay off. Someone else got the kill, and yeah, now they have to look for the next team they want to fight.
34 players remain right now on the leaderboard, and the team has 8 kill points, or even more at this stage. They got all the kills needed required in order to get into the end game comfortably. Let's go see onto Reject and Woke to see whether or not they're still alive in this one to expand that lead. Probably even get a 200-point game tournament for them. They are sitting on 6 eliminations, so couple teams left, right, and center. W keen right now. I mean, look at Noted. Look at this team. Rejects and Woke honestly dominating, and to be fair, they deserved the semifinals. They've proven to come be the showman. Yep. I don't even know if that makes sense.
I mean, it does. Like they came to the party and they delivered. So they've been playing exceptionally well today, and they're just proving again why they're one of the best duos in Fortnite ZA.
Definitely, definitely. Oh, and an absolute beam onto Rejects now down to 71 HP, but it's gonna able to get in a good position and maybe even get off pot on. Definitely. Let's go over down to Bean and Vibes. I did see from the team they've managed to grab themselves 1 kill while we were watching Noted. I just want to see pressure, maybe any more fights coming in from them. You see some pressured games play now where a team trying to get their wall and so forth, and Vibes is trying to hold that in for the team. Bean does play on extremely high ping, 100 ping.
Yeah, different locations in South Africa give different things. So that's why a lot of people always complain Joburg players. But I mean, it's just like that. Like most of these players compete between let's say 100, 160, 70 ping. So it happens at times where it's a bit higher than usual, and some players play on higher ping. But I mean, they make best of what they have.
Exactly. Coming into the 50-50 zone. Game number 5, guys. We're going to be having 30 players remain in this position. Is, by all honestly, a huge GG's in the books. Coming out from Fortnite South Africa, we'd like to say a huge thank you to the competitors, to the audience. You guys absolute rock, and thank you so much for tuning into today's event. But on Sunday, where you want to make sure you guys got your snacks, that you guys are well rested, because it's gonna be an absolute crazy one coming out of that one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, also massive thanks to the sponsor AOC and for bringing us or giving us the opportunity to host a tourney like this. I mean, it's one of the biggest tourneys in Fortnite
Ooh,
ZA.
this got hit hard.
this year. And yeah, massive thank you to AOC South for sponsoring the prize pool.
Massive, but so close for Vibes. He almost, for Bean, he almost finds himself in a tough moment over there, but he's able to heal up with the Chug Cannon as well as now take a half pot. Let's see what Bean and Vibes can do. They haven't had a major pop-off yet, and if you look at the leaderboard, I mean, they are 23rd right now, and it was a 3-point difference between them and not qualifying, so they're going to need a pop-off today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're in a comfortable position now, but looks like they do get sprayed, but they seem to hold their floors and cones and make sure they're in a comfortable position. Just restructure and just reposition and make sure they find for this fight so they don't get into a sticky position. "25 players alive in game number 5 in the first moving zone." Personally, I would say that's a good thing. Yeah? Hey, it's not that bad. We've seen worse where there's been like 10 players in the first moving zone where people would Fortnite ZA would just key everyone and people would throw their games and stuff like that. But this is actually it's very entertaining to watch and to see how these duos compete against each other at the level they do.
It's amazing. I'm always so grateful to see the commitment from the Fortnite Africas and the competitors. I mean, to each and every one of these guys playing it out 5 full games. It's quite long. Vibes are not connected to Bean. Bean needs to indicate to Tom that he books right now. And you maybe see now Vibes is sort of catching up to Bean, and Bean is now leading the pack into a sort of a good position for the team. Let's see what's happening. We can't see the kill feed. Punisher Rice, he gets knocked and gets confirmed immediately off the bat, and E-Tex left alone has a solo, but it doesn't look like that's gonna get them close to the prize pool as they were in the beginning of the tournament. But in all honestly, a huge GG's to their performance across the tournament today, because they are academy players and E-Tech is just has similar skill, or if not a bit close to Pricey, but a huge GG's them in the semi-finals too. The other hand, Bean and them needed this game to clutch up. Does look really good that they are sitting on 5 kills right now. Still focusing on W King is definitely what's happening, and he's not able to connect. It does look like he's gonna get knocked, unfortunately. Bean will find his way out of that one. But let's go on to the aggressors for game number 5. Noted and Bojo. Let's see if they're still alive in this one and healthy. It does look like, however, Bojo will be dead. I say we stick on board with the Noted POV, but now finding quite low.
I mean, he's got all these floppers. He can tank zone for quite a bit. Like, so I think he's not panicky. He's in a position where he knows he needs to get to zone as soon as he can. So yeah.
Yeah, no.
Let's see if he does make it out with his floppers.
I think he will. There we go. Couple placement points touch up over here, and he definitely wants to stay alive in this one for that second place prize pool. Drops down for a player. He misses an opportunity to get a mega elimination, but still alive in this one. 100 and something, 120 mats at hand. Only 12 more builds as it stands right there. He's able to farm up 40 builds. He gets a pump on E-Take. E-Take gets out of this one, and we talked about him earlier with a congratulations to them, honestly. But now Noted has a solo, needs to do a bit more work, and he is gonna get pumped quite heavily in that one, and he now needs to find his way out of this one. Will he get an elim? He does manage to hit for white, but not finding the build that is his. He's now down to literally 3 builds, and that's all brick. Let's see what Noted can do, and oh, what a peak. And it's Potash who's gonna get eliminated right now. He's got a refresh, but it's only Siphon mats, so it's not that much mats right there, and he's gonna run out of mats already. Down to a 1v2 situation. He's gonna get pumped, and he's gonna get eliminated off the bat. And let's see who was the winning team for game Number 5. It doesn't look like we will know who that was over there, but
Might be Travis Awoke. I saw the skins.
I think it was
I mean, Travis and Neymar.
Woken Reject actually. Yeah, it does look like it was a Woken Reject gameplay. I think so. But yeah, guys, we finally come to the end of the show over here. Want to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you guys. Thank you to all the competitors of the semifinals too for making this one an absolute blast. And then again, thank you so much, Ruan, for coming through the event yet again.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to watch all 5 games. It's nice always seeing players win every game, like a different player winning every game or a different team winning a game. It's not the same team over and over and over. And yeah, there's been good clutch up. We just saw Noted clutch up like a third place with like 15, 12 kills, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, it was a very nice day. It was a good semis, and yeah, I can't wait for the finals. Finals are gonna be insanely good.
Oh,
I can't wait.
it's gonna be amazing. Well said. Well, look, we have to end the stream. We have to end the event at some point, and this has been the end. And we'll be seeing you guys on a Sunday at Hoppers 4. Make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and leave a like. Again, a thank you to the sponsors of the event, AOC South and Punishes Gaming. We'll be seeing you guys in the Sunday event on finals.